Fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills may be.
And what if I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with Xfi Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
I always say, know where your food comes from. And for the best tasting food, choose locally fresh. Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. When you choose food from local family farmers like Wilcox, you support the local economy with jobs and promote environmental sustainability. Wilcox is committed to organic, humane practices that keep our hens healthy and help preserve the land. So, our family can keep on producing great eggs for another 100 years. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Steve Kathan. When President Trump was slapped with a huge penalty in his civil fraud case, he vowed action.
Will appeal, will be successful.
And CBS's Aaron Navarro reports today a New York appeals court has weighed in.
They found that the fine, quote, was excessive. The calculation of it, quote, was far from a reasonable approximation. We know that judges on that panel have previously questioned whether the New York Attorney General overstepped in bringing this case in the first place, though the New York Attorney General still has the option to appeal this. But definitely a big win in court right now for President Trump.
The calculation of that was around $500 million. CBS's Rob Marciano's on the Outer Banks of North Carolina keeping tabs on Hurricane Aaron.
After a week of waiting and watching, today's a day where Hurricane Aaron makes its closest approach to the U.S., and we've already seen that really about an hour or two ago. That's when the winds were the most fierce. That's when we saw tropical storm force winds. We're still getting gusts, obviously, and with the sea spray and some of the salt, it's not that fun. Rip currents are real bad, and obviously this is damaging surf.
Overseas and new pressure on Israel.
I'm Vicki Barker at the Foreign Desk in London. 21 nations, including Britain, Canada, and France, have condemned Israel's approval of a major settlement project in the West Bank as unacceptable and a violation of international law. And in a separate development, 27 nations, including Britain, Germany, and France, have called on Israel to allow, quote, immediate, independent foreign media access into Gaza as Israel's offensive in the Palestinian territory ramps up.
The Texas Senate votes later on a House-passed redistricting plan sent through by Republicans. In California, a response effort by Democrats. Blake Jones of Politico.
Democrats have more than a super majority in the legislature here, and they just need a 2/3 vote in both houses to pass it. We fully expect that's going to happen later this morning. The big question is going to be whether they can actually get this passed at the ballot on November 4th. And, we expect that is going to be a wildly expensive campaign, and it is definitely not a gimme.
A former top aide to New York City Mayor Eric Adams is among 7 people facing new charges in a corruption probe. And as we hear from CBS's Michael Wallace, an Adams campaign aide gave a reporter money stuffed in a potato chip bag.
The reporter for the City.NYC says she was covering an Adams re-election campaign event in Harlem when the mayor's former director of Asian Affairs, Winnie Greco, handed her the bag. Inside were a $100 bill and some 20s. She tried to give the money back and notified the city's Department of Investigation. Greco resigned from City Hall last year after the FBI raided her home as it investigated Adams' campaign fundraising.
This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A car riddled with bullets. The story coming up at first. KIRO Newsradio traffic. A crash at DuPont is off to the side. You are slow northbound on I-5. The backup starts in Lacey. Travel time Olympia to Tacoma, 43 minutes. That's 10 longer than usual. In Everett, watch out for maintenance crews. They're working in the left lane of westbound State Route 526 near the Airport Road ramp. And in Buckley, the State Route 410 White River Bridge remains closed after a crash Monday. More on that in a moment. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. King County detectives are searching for the gunman who left a car riddled with bullets last night on Des Moines Boulevard, just across the Duwamish from Boeing Field. One person is dead, Captain Tim Meyer tells independent journalist Steve Hickey.
Detectives are very early in their work, and it's going to take some time to certainly determine what happened.
No arrests yet. Federal Way police say they have arrested a suspect in a deadly shooting. It happened Monday at the Shores Apartments along 3rd Place Southwest. The victim died at the scene. No details on the suspect, though. Police originally said they thought that gunman knew people in the apartment. There's a new memorial in Seattle's Madison Park that honors a cherished dog walker and grandmother who died in a carjacking 1 year ago. It's a bench with a plaque bearing Ruth Dalton's motto, "Come, sit, stay." Dalton's granddaughter tells KIRO 7 TV.
It is rewarding in a way to see them giving back to her memory, to her spirit, to her legacy.
The man accused of killing Dalton is being held at a state psychiatric hospital. Engineers are assessing damage to the State Route 410 White River Bridge in Buckley. It's been closed since a semi-truck slammed into it Monday. KIRO 7 TV's Brendan Thompson says there is a workaround.
We're seeing a lot of people changing their commute from 4 wheels to 2, taking the Foothills Trail Bridge. According to the maps, that takes about 20 minutes to get from Buckley to Enumclaw versus the hour it takes to go all the way around.
I am thankful that this is here so that if people need something and they have friends on the other side or vice versa, we can meet.
SR 410 still closed. There is no estimated time for it to reopen.
Emergency crews are also taking the Foothills Bridge as a detour. With the FIFA World Cup less than a year away, Western Washington cities are preparing to get spectators to matches and official fan zones. Pierce County Executive Ryan Mello.
The region is expecting hundreds of millions of dollars of economic impact. We're expecting 750,000 people, visitors from around the world.
He says the county will add buses, routes, and personnel. They're also going to incorporate trains, light rail, and ferries to make sure fans can get where they need to go with enough capacity to accommodate locals who still have to get to work and school. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Lots of sunshine today with highs in the upper 70s. It's 59 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Rubber ducky,
you're the one.
Rubber ducky needs a rub.
Okay, that got creepy.
It did. Hey, good morning, Ursula. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Thursday, August 21st. Yeah, that did. Hey, I creeped myself out. Good morning, Ursula.
Hey, in case you're wondering, what is that all about? Gee and I took a little field trip to Seattle's most controversial beach, Denny Blaine. Yes, the clothing optional one. And if you haven't heard, there is now a new fence dividing who wears what. We got a chance to see it for ourselves. We'll also tell you coming up at 9:30 what else we saw. And we also want to get your response to the Rubber Ducky Speedo that is now part of our Facebook page profile. So that has now become infamous. My sister just texted me this morning and said that needs to become your permanent profile photo.
I think it should.
I don't know. Until corporate gets involved, we'll see. We'll see. But it is pretty funny.
Boy, did I had about 2 jokes. I better not make those jokes because I know the bosses are in strategic planning upstairs.
Yes.
So those jokes would not have landed. But boy, I'll let it go.
Yeah. But stay tuned, 9:30, because we're going to also be posting some additional video that we decided to pull it off the cutting room floor. Our KIRO News Radio text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
All right, let's get to it. Ursula's top stories of the day brought to you by Batfitter Northwest.
Everett Mayor Cassie Franklin is saying that Kroger is not being honest about why it's shutting down the Fred Meyer and QFC stores across Western Washington. The company is pointing to rising theft, as we've been telling you, but she just isn't buying that excuse.
We have been working with Fred Meyer every month. We have done shoplifting emphasis stings. We've done emphasis patrols. We have created a buffer zone around that, and crime is down on all areas, especially shoplifting.
And the crime data does back her up. At the Casino Road Fred Meyer in Everett, shoplifting is actually down more than 80% since 2020. And the mayor also points out that she spoke to the Kroger CEO just on Monday, and he never brought up crime.
He said the reason the store was closing was due to financial reasons for Kroger, Fred Meyer. They did not cite theft. I think they're closing it down because they want to be in locations where they make more money.
And we want to say thank you to Fox 13 News because they provided the audio for that interview. Kent's mayor is actually saying the same thing. Dana Ralph calls Kroger's explanation misleading. She says the company is leaning on old crime data while ignoring that the progress that her city has made.
I can tell you when I opened that email, I was very surprised, disappointed, all of the different emotions that you can think of when you're thinking about an impact like this on our community.
So Faye Gunther is the president of the union that represents grocery store workers, and she says this about Kroger's reasoning, and she thinks it boils down to the company chasing bigger profits in other neighborhoods.
What Kroger is doing is taking three of the four stores that they're closing per zip code. They're in lower income communities. Consumers and workers and families work to block the Kroger-Albertsons merger, and during that period of time, they sent so much money back to Wall Street. They sent enough money back to Wall Street, they could have opened up 280 new stores.
As far as Kroger goes, a spokesperson told reporters the company can no longer make the stores financially viable despite doubling their safety and security investments over the past years. But again, the interim CEO says the closures are part of a broader restructuring strategy that is focused on efficiency and long-term shareholder value.
And this is what happens when you have publicly traded companies that sell food and or sell health insurance out here in the world, or health care. One day, I hope that we make the decision for grocery stores to not be able to be publicly traded. I think that's a huge problem. But with that being said, I realized like this morning we were talking about this topic, and we could go, everybody can have a reasoning. You have crime, you have shoplifting, you have greed, you get executives and all this. All of the reasons, let me just say this. You're right. You're absolutely right. And guess what's wrong? What's wrong is that stores are going to be closing. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, there will be more stores that will close. So I have this for any of the politicians who's, I know you guys are going to be showing up because your constituents are going to be impacted by this. If I'm you, I for sure go and find out what can be done to make sure more stores don't close. I would do that. And then your constituents will see that you actually are caring about these problems that are happening. But it's unfortunate. This is one of those things, Ursula, it's too late.
And I'm going to say it may be too late no matter what you do. And I know that King County Councilwoman Claudia Balducci, who is running for county executive, she's going to be holding a news conference at that Kent Fred Meyer location, I believe, to talk about an anti-theft program. And so everyone's going to be rolling them out or showing statistics that say, hey, we've actually done improvements, et cetera, et cetera. Bottom line is this is a private company that has a prerogative. It has the right to say, you know what? We're going to close these stores because we want to improve shareholder value, and these are not our most lucrative stores, and we're going to keep the ones that are most viable and making the most money for us. We're going to keep those open. the unfortunate thing is there are going to be what we call these food deserts, and maybe you don't care because you're not affected, but it eventually ends up hurting everybody. But you can't complain about it, and yet you are one of those that buys groceries from the convenience of your home, and you don't ever step into the grocery store, which is what's happening more and more. I mean, I looked into it. Walmart now controls more than 21% of U.S. grocery sales and nearly a third of online groceries. Amazon holds about 22% of the digital market. That's just going to grow. That's going to keep growing. And again, I want to mention what I said yesterday. Buckle up, because there are going to be more store closures. Kroger and Albertsons were ready to offload nearly 600 stores across 18 states during that push for that $20 billion merger. And when that merger was blocked, now both companies need to try to recoup their billions of dollars in losses. I mean, they were already planning. So Kroger has already announced the first 60 stores that they're going to shut down. And Albertsons, which also owns Safeways, is suing Kroger for their losses. They're also shutting down some stores, just doing it a little more quietly. So like you said, I mean, buckle up. This is what is going to happen. And I think it's just going to be harder and harder to find those neighborhood stores, especially in those lower income neighborhoods. Okay, when Seattle students head back to school on September 3rd, teachers are going to be working under a brand new contract. And there's one change that a lot of people are going to notice. For the first time, teachers will now have the authority to remove unruly kids from class, not just for a few minutes, but for the rest of the day, maybe even up to 2 days. And here's another part of this. Principals cannot send those kids back into the classroom until they sit down with the teacher. So union leaders are saying this finally gives teachers backup. Too often they say these disruptive kids were sent right back to class without having any real consequence. So the district says this is about clarifying safety rules and still keeping with state law. And so, again, I mean, that is a big change. And the other big change is we're not talking about any potential threats for a strike, so that's good. But the district is still dealing with budget shortfalls. This new one-year contract costs $18 million, and nearly $7 million of the contract is not funded. So Seattle School District has challenges, but what do you think of this?
I absolutely love it. And I think we all should love this. I mean, imagine for these teachers, right? Sometimes it's unfortunate that sometimes politics has some of you guys demonizing teachers, which that's weird to me. But these teachers are out here, Ursula, and imagine having, and you're teaching a class where a child knows that they can be disruptive. They can do whatever they want to. You kick the child out of class. The child comes back into class because the principal makes the decision to bring him back into class, and that child is looking at the teacher like, nah, 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 nah. You know what I mean? Like looking at that,
frustrating.
looking at that teacher, and so now the teacher is powerless, and then now it's just this demonization and what teachers have gone through over these last, I would say, it's really been like the last 5 or 6 years where they have, I don't know, for some reason been the bad guy or gal. It's unfortunate. So I'm grateful and glad for this decision. And now that kid and that child can't come back into the class until the principal talks to the teacher and have a conversation about that. I love it.
Yeah, no, I would love to hear from teachers too, as to how something like this would help. And we have teachers and principals who listen from different districts, and I would love to hear how you guys handle this too, because I think this is a long time coming. Mm-hmm. So I think it's great news. Microsoft's Redmond campus turned into a protest zone yesterday, ended with 18 arrests. Police say these demonstrators vandalized the company's iconic sign with red paint. They blocked a pedestrian bridge using tables and chairs taken from a farmer's market. Officers moved in after protesters resisted trespass orders, and so now they're facing a slew of charges, including trespassing, malicious mischief, and obstruction. Now, I don't know if you realize this, but the group behind it, No Azure for Apartheid, is actually made up of many current and former Microsoft employees. And they accuse the company of enabling Israeli surveillance and military operations through its cloud services. And just last week, The Guardian reported that Israel's military intelligence allegedly used Azure to store data from mass phone surveillance of Palestinians. And now Microsoft has launched a formal review of that. But in a statement, the company is praising police. They're condemning the vandalism, and they say they are committed to human rights standards. Protesters, though, are saying the company is profiting from genocide, and they vow to keep escalating until the contracts are cut. So my question for all of you listening right now, I mean, is this an effective way of protest? Employees or even ex-employees, should they have a say in who their company does business with? And does this change the effectiveness of this kind of protest, knowing that a lot of these folks actually work or worked for Microsoft?
There's no more being kind anymore. Those days are over. You can't close Pandora's box right now. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. And when you said and they made the comment about the things will escalate and they will continue to get worse and more, do I think it is awful what they did to the Microsoft campus? Absolutely. I don't like it at all. But I'm saying that we have a new America right now. And this same America has been brewing ever since someone was asking for the president's birth certificate in Barack Obama. And news outlets and media all went on ahead with that lie. And the reason why I'm bringing it up, because I want to be very clear and specific as to the reason why I believe America is going in the trash and going down the toilet. Donald Trump is the reason why we have no more human decency, the reason why things get escalated from 0 to 100, the reason why bullies are becoming more of a bully. Every single story that we talk about is this type of behavior. And if in 2021, where America and the world saw what happened on that stage, and all of them get pardoned, and they're pardoned not because they're good people, they're pardoned because of their loyalty to their king. And that's Donald Trump. And so the reason why I'm bringing that up, and somebody might say, well, what does that have to do? It has everything to do with it. Because that awfulness that we see at Microsoft is going to get worse, because that is the climate that we are in right now. And people feel like if you're being kind, nobody listens anymore. And the only way to beat a bully is you got to be a bigger bully. Period. And so for all the people, you got to turn the other cheek. Those days are over. And America decided that those days were over. America decided to put that convicted felon into office. America decided that Epstein files, they're not being released right now. Taxes, all of this stuff. So we get what we voted for.
I'm hearing everything that you're saying. Now, in the case of this, where they're actually fighting against Trump policies and they're resorting to violence and vandalism in this case, and thinking that Microsoft has fired at least 5 employees. They've lost their jobs following protests that were related to Gaza and Israeli military ties. So in this case, you've got people from within a company. It's kind of, in a different way, but remember when people within Amazon were protesting Amazon. And I guess my question is does it have more effectiveness when it comes from within? People who work in the company, knowing the secrets of the company, are saying, we don't like what the company is doing, and we're going to protest. My personal feeling is once you resort to vandalism, you've lost me. I had to look into this, because otherwise I think most people are listening like, radicals are throwing paint on Microsoft, and I'm not listening anymore.
I agree. I'm with you. I agree 100%. But unfortunately, gone are the days of reasonably handling things. Gone are the days where we celebrate, oh, you know what? You're telling the truth. We are living in a day now where it's okay to just flat out lie. So this extreme behavior that happened at Microsoft, which both you and I am against. I don't like it. But what I'm trying to say is prepare to continue to see this. Prepare to continue to see. And don't worry, here soon, everybody's predicting the National Guard will be coming to Seattle. And when that day comes, that's exactly what he wants. He wants to come here. He wants there to be stuff. And the way and where our country is heading, we're becoming the laughing stock of the world. And we used to have so much pride. We used to handle things like it used to be an embarrassment to go to Microsoft to do something like that. But now you have a percentage of people that are okay with that, Ursula. They're okay with the violence.
I'm curious. I would love to hear from all of you. If you want to make a point, what is the best way to make that point? Like, what is an effective protest? What makes a protest effective?
That's a good question.
Text us, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. For me, once it becomes violent or resorts to things that damage property, etc., I'm lost. But maybe for some people, they're saying that's what it takes. So I'd love to hear from you, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
All right, Ursula, Rubber Duckies is getting ready to happen, and we get to talk about our trip to Denny Blaine. And while, we will talk about the Rubber Ducky Speedos, in seriousness, we will tell you exactly what we saw, what we heard, and all of that when it comes to Denny Blaine Park. Next, Gee and Ursula.
Back.
It's the final test.
Tonight, Charbonnet is going to rip off a big run.
Before the real deal.
You kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Jobs are on the line.
And who's on the initial 53, who's on the initial practice squad.
It's off to historic Lambeau Field in Green Bay for the preseason finale. Seahawks, Packers, Saturday. Pre-game at 11 a.m. with Steve Rabel on the call. Kickoff at 1 p.m.
The 12s hear the Hawks right here on KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
Looking for an epic summer night in Seattle? Be here for the Mariners Drone Show at T-Mobile Park this Friday, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
It is Grand Salami time. Cal Raleigh with his third Grand Slam of the season.
The team is taking on the A's at 7:10, and after the game, we'll be lighting up the sky with hundreds of drones, celebrating Mariners icons past and present. Don't miss out on a jaw-dropping post-game show.
He got him. He puts him away, and the ball game is over. Another phenomenal save by Andres Munoz.
Head to Mariners.com to grab your seats and see the full lineup of special events, including Kids Appreciation Day this Sunday and the Logan Gilbert Funko Pop giveaway September 8th to 10th. Plus, check out a great slate of marquee interleague matchups against the Padres, Cardinals, and Dodgers.
Julio clubs this deep out to left field and gone. Julio for the second time.
Mariners baseball. Try dance up.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Windows are our home's top target for break-ins. At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, we offer added security with our exclusive 3-layer security glass protection. Combined with our lifetime warranty, you'll have lifetime peace of mind. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust.
Beat rising costs at Lake Washington Windows and Doors. For a limited time, get a 20% inflation discount and enjoy easy 18-month free financing with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest. Details at lakewashingtonwindows.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hartley Wilcox here from Wilcox Family Farms. It's been fun meeting people at our recent egg demo events. I'm often asked, what do the hens eat? Well, Wilcox hens eat natural grains, seeds, and grass. They forage for worms and bugs, and their diet is free from pesticides and fertilizers. For fresh local eggs, look for Wilcox eggs at Safeway, Town & Country Markets, or Amazon Fresh. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Are you road trip ready? Bucky's Complete Auto Repair will make your car safe and dependable with expert service and old-fashioned care. Brakes, oil change, factory service, and more. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Bucky's.com.
Send off summer with the power of 0 at Kendall Ford of Marysville. Get 0% APR, make 0 down payment, and have 0 payment for up to 90 days on select new Fords. Go electric and save an incredible $17,000 off MSRP on a new all-wheel drive 2024 Ford F-150 Lightning Pro Crew Cab. And get 0% APR. Save over $2,300 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford Mustang Mach-E Select. And get 0% APR. Save over $2,300 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend 4x4. Check out the savings and stop by Kendall Ford of Marysville today. Kendall, let's start something great.
VIN number RWG 33493, SMA 24296, and SRE 72794. $2083 per month for $1,000 finance, subject to credit approval before credit. Interest will accrue during the deferred payment period. All factor rebates subject to change. Price does not include taxes, title, or license. A negotiable documentary service fee of up to $200 may be added to the sale price of the vehicle. Subject to prior sales, see dealer for details. Offer expires 9/2/25.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
To be honest, I am angry and frustrated and sad.
Kent's Mayor Edward Kroger plans to close a Fred Meyer grocery store in her city. More from KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman.
Kent's Mayor Dana Ralph believes the impact with the East Hill location closing down could be harmful in many ways.
Is there fear that a food desert could be created in that area?
That is absolutely one of my very first thoughts. It creates a large gap for the residents in that area.
Kroger says the reason for the closures in Kent, Redmond, Everett, and Seattle, crime and cost.
Kroger has also announced a Fred Meyer in Tacoma and a QFC store in Mill Creek will also close. 18 people could face charges after being arrested during a protest at Microsoft's Redmond campus. Police say demonstrators poured paint on a big company sign, blocked a pedestrian bridge, and used stolen furniture to form a barrier yesterday. Demonstrators are demanding the company cut ties with Israel's military, which is at war in Gaza. Cleanup after an Israeli airstrike.
I'm Vicki Barker at the Foreign Desk in London. Gaza City residents are describing relentless bombardments that went on through the night. Hundreds have been fleeing to its northwest suburbs. In a statement, the Israeli military says it's begun what it calls preliminary actions and says it already holds the outskirts of Gaza City.
Israel says it is rooting out Hamas terrorists, but the UN is condemning the escalation in Gaza, and it's criticizing Israel's latest move to ramp up settlements in the West Bank. Russia hits targets in western Ukraine overnight. The BBC's Katie Watson.
More than 570 drones, 40 missiles, 11 different locations were hit in Ukraine.
Ukraine's foreign minister says one of Russia's strikes hit an American electronics manufacturer near the border with Poland. Here in the U.S., the world's richest man is facing new legal trouble.
A federal judge in Austin, Texas, has ruled Elon Musk must face a lawsuit, claiming he ran an illegal election lottery. Several voters accuse Musk of defrauding them into signing a petition to support the U.S. Constitution for a chance to win his $1 million a day giveaway last fall. One woman alleged in her proposed class action lawsuit that Musk and his political action committee wrongly forced her to provide personal information as part of the money giveaway. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 195 points, NASDAQ off 98. KIRO News Radio traffic. A crash at DuPont has been cleared now from I-5. Travel time Olympia to Tacoma, 43 minutes. So your travel time to from Olympia to Tacoma is still about 10 minutes longer than typical. Near Index, travel is alternating on US 2 for maintenance. In Everett, watch out for maintenance crews working in the left lane of westbound State Route 526. That's near the Airport Road ramp. In Buckley, the State Route 410 White River Bridge remains closed after a crash Monday. Traffic brought to you by Washington 811. If you're digging in your yard, you are legally required to call 811 to avoid damaging utility lines. Call or go to digsafewad.com. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine with highs in the upper 70s. It's 62 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time lots of fun. Rubber ducky.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. You're not going to escape it now.
I knew that's what I was thinking of. That one right there.
Okay. Well, we're talking about that because, as promised, we did our little field trip to Seattle's Denny Blaine Park. And if you all haven't been following, this is a tiny postage stamp sized park, but it is in a beautiful neighborhood. It's right there on Lake Washington, and it is in a neighborhood filled with big, humongous, multi-million-dollar mansions. And it has become an outsized controversy because it is one of, if not the only, clothing-optional beach in the Seattle area. And it has been that way. I kind of looked into it, and it has been a clothing-optional place for 50 years. But this summer, some neighbors filed a lawsuit saying that it's not just a clothing optional beach, but it has become a place where there are lewd acts being committed right out in public view. People masturbating, people having sex right in front where everyone can see, especially the neighbors to the left and right of the park. Mm-hmm. So the city came up with a solution because they're trying to make everybody happy, and so they put up this fence. So you and I and Chef and Angela Poe Russell all took a field trip. So I would love to get some of your thoughts about what you saw, what we saw, and your reaction to it.
The first thing that stands out to me is how beautiful this area is.
Incredible.
The second thing that stands out to me is how intentional you have to be to go to this park. The third thing that stands out to me is shout out to the Seattle Parks and Recreation staff for putting all that together within the last 9 days. They put the gate up right there with the tarp so that you can't see, with a clear explanation of what goes on right there. It tells you there's clothing optional. Here are the areas. If you hear, there's 3 levels, everyone. The first level, which is right there on top, when you get there, where all the cars are parked, that level, you must have clothes on.
It's open view. You can see all of it.
Now, if you go down to level 2 and level 3,
by the water.
Those clothes are optional in that case. We did find out that within the last 9 days ago these changes were made. Before that, on that first level, a lot of folks used to be naked right there on the first level.
I would have been hacked off.
So I want to say, yeah, I would have probably been irritated with that. And the last thing, Ursula, I was talking to a few of the folks down there. By the way, nice folks. Now, I'm not showing his face, so I'm going to tell you about the conversation, and I'm going to tell you my opinion. Okay?
I talked to a bunch of folks, too.
First of all, I noticed my man's wedding ring that was on his finger. So I was talking to him, right? And I just said to him, like, hey, so do you come here often? And he kind of looked at me, and he didn't want to answer that question. I said, okay, that's cool. And then he said, first time. And I said, oh, okay. Oh, first time here. And so I started asking. I said, well, what made you come here? And he was like, oh, well, I work down the street there and everything. So works down the street, first time there.
Were you believing this first time?
Hell no. Okay. It wasn't his first time. Just like the person you talked to when you first got there said it was his first time.
Yes.
Hey, no, man. Look,
and he wasn't from the neighborhood.
It's like getting caught cheating the first time. That was my first time.
It is. So I guess the question, though, is, should they get rid of this clothing optional beach altogether?
No.
It has been, again, like I said, there's documentation from over 50 years ago that it was a place where, especially the LGBTQ plus community, would go and they would consider it a safe space.
Yeah.
You and I agree. If these things are happening out in the open, heck no. That's illegal, by the way, and should be busted and should be stopped. And that I would be furious if I were a neighbor wanting to go to that park or even driving by that park and seeing that. And that's just inappropriate and illegal. Mm-hmm. But beyond the fence, I mean, what we saw, there were about 10 people there. Mm-hmm. 8 of them opted for no clothing, I would say. I talked to one with clothing, one without clothing, and asked them, and they are people who go to the beach often. And they said that essentially it was very similar to what we saw yesterday, with the exception, one gentleman told me, when it gets darker or when the sun starts going down, then that's when you're going to see more of that kind of thing, where people are going to take advantage of the cover of night and engage in sex activities, which
happens on all beaches. Just want to be clear about that. No,
some more than others. Let's put it that way. I mean, I live next to a park, but beaches, you said, okay. But in any case, if I would not be in favor of shutting down the clothing optional beach.
Oh. Okay.
Would not be.
Okay.
But I am in favor. I think the fence, it seems to be, if they can keep enforcing it and keep making sure that it's not vandalized, because it was vandalized within days. Mm-hmm. But I think they've fixed it again because it looked fine yesterday.
Right.
Because someone took off the tarp. The tarp keeps you from seeing through this chain link fence, which is the point of it. So you really would have to be, I think the neighbors, if they're looking and really looking down, they're still going to see a lot.
How about
there's two. This is a tiny park.
Yeah. How about our good friend Cassandra?
From the Parks Department.
From the Parks Department.
Yes,
the one that was
great.
She was great. I just want to give Cassandra a raise. She was awesome. She was out there doing her job, working, and we stopped there and asked her a few questions and everything. So shout out to Cassandra.
Yeah, but the big question, and a lot of folks were asking if you actually wore a Speedo. And Gee came, first of all, it's a warm day. It is a warm day. So I'm wearing my swimsuit and pretending that initially we were going to go undercover. And it was like, you know what? I'm just telling people who we are and being straight about it.
Right.
But you came in there and you had sweats on and a T-shirt.
I came right from work.
So did I.
Yeah.
I changed in the bathroom, put my swimsuit on. But then you did... Finally, you got into the water. So we have video of that now.
And that water was, hey, listen, y'all. The water was cold.
Yeah. Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page.
And then Chef said I look like an undercover cop.
He's standing up. He's got his sweats on, a black shirt on, and he's just arms crossed, looking around. Like, bro. Chill.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the draws.
If you're not already on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page, check it out, because Chef also came up with a great profile picture based on. I was freaking out because at some point then you started unveiling the rubber ducky Speedo.
Now, did you?
And I was trying to help provide cover.
Did you guys give some new video, Chef, at all to the people? Any new video, new pictures?
Yes.
Yes.
I
shared some
We have an
video.
incredible close-up video, in fact. Thank you, Ursula.
Oh, yeah, Ursula. Hey, why you zoom in so close on my booty?
I was trying to focus on the rubber duckies and not get in trouble. The other thing was...
And I need to do some better squats because my booty looks flat.
Angela was with me, and I was like, you know what? No shame. I'm walking up to people, and I'm going to ask some questions. Now, when you start interviewing someone when they're naked...
It's a little awkward.
It's a little awkward.
Ursula, you did a good job.
But they were so kind. They were so kind and gracious.
Yeah.
And I kept my eyes where they needed to be, like eye to eye.
Ursula, wait, hold on. No. Hold on. Full disclosure.
Yes.
I don't know if you was technically eye to eye.
Oh.
No, because
one guy was sitting down on the
Ursula,
ground.
you were sitting down. He was on a little hill. He was sitting down.
Oh, no,
and so
no.
he was a little higher. So technically, you're eye to eye.
No. But
I'm talking about bruh that was sitting there.
Yeah, exactly. That was the first guy I talked to. Then Angela and I walked up to another guy on the middle.
Oh,
segment.
yeah. He was by himself.
He was by himself, and I felt terrible, not that terrible, walking up to him and disrupting his peace, but he was so kind. Yeah. And, we had a conversation.
How about Buddy on the paddleboard with his dog?
Did you say dog?
No, he really was.
Okay,
dog.
Let's be honest.
Huh?
If you haven't been to Europe and you've never been to a nude beach, it was a little bit jarring for a second.
Yeah.
It's just like, wait,
I've been to Spain. Yeah. All right, coming up next, would you rather? Gee Ursula.
AAA asked me if I would change my name from Sir Mix-a-Lot to Sir Mix-a-Lot. I said, why would I do that? They said, you're more than just a rapper. You're a car collector. You're a businessman. You're an inventor. Just like AAA is more than just towing. They have awesome travel advisors and insurance agents. And they got 3 A's in their name. Maybe I should change my name. Give me 3 A's. Mix, A, mix, A. When I say mix, give me 3 A's. Mix, A.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's G. Scott here. College students, listen up. Whether you're at a university, college, junior college, or tech school, Safeway, they've got your back with 5% off just for being a student. All you got to do is verify your student ID in the app. Boom. Instant saving and exclusive deals. And parents, I see you too. Make life easier with online shopping and delivery. If it's your first time using delivery, guess what? You get $30 off your first order. Now, here's the real game changer. Fresh Pass. Subscribe and enjoy unlimited free delivery and special offers. And if you use EBT, you get Fresh Pass for 50% off, plus big savings on fresh produce. That's right. Healthy food, delivered, and affordable. It's a lot of info, I know, but the savings, significant and worth the time. So if you have or know a college student, make sure they visit Safeway.com/for-you. That's FOR in the letter U. Again, Safeway.com/for-you.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
Here in the Pacific Northwest, windows can be one of the best investments you can make to add value to your home. At Dunn Lumber, we have designated Marvin window specialists who have been trained by Marvin to best serve your needs. If you need help finding the right windows for your home, come by one of our 4 Dunn Lumber window showrooms or reach out to me personally, Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
Dunn Lumber, building success together.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks season opener, Sunday, September 7th. Open the KIRO Radio News app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, August 19th through the 25th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station with the 12s, hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio.
A good song selection there, Brother Nick. Hey, it is the Gee and Ursula Show. And coming up in the 10 o'clock hour, I believe Angela Poe Russell will be joining us at 10:30 and talking about the debut of her daughter as the lead in the Whiz.
And we're going to go this weekend.
You know
so
it.
excited.
All right. And then, of course, coming up at 10 o'clock, we'll be talking about what Texas just did and what California is doing to respond. Right now, we do this every Tuesday and Thursday.
Let me make something crystal clear. This one truly scares me.
It's time to make Ursula uncomfortable.
Would you rather? Would you rather be able to talk with animals or speak all foreign languages? Thought you would sit down, Chef.
Oh, man. I would love to speak all foreign languages.
Me too.
Oh, my gosh.
Me too. I do.
I would like
do
to
too.
speak even one other language fluently other than English.
Yeah.
I am so envious of people who are trilingual.
Okay, here we go. Would you rather find true love or win the lottery?
How big is the lottery? Just kidding.
Okay.
The second option is the lottery.
Okay, how about this? All right. The lottery is $50 million. Would you rather win and find true love or win $50 million?
I'm going to say I would still rather find true love.
Nick?
Give me the true love, yeah. I'll take the latter.
What in the world is going on here?
Okay, wait. You're saying flat out
You
money.
better give me that 50,
Does it have to be 50 million? How would it be more realistic? 5 million. True love or 5 million?
Nah. 5 million in the state of Washington ain't nothing. I need 50. All right. Would you rather lose the ability to read or lose the ability to speak?
I would rather lose the ability to read.
Same.
Why?
I think being able to talk to people would be, or losing the ability to talk to people and only being able to read and having to stay silent. Oh, gosh. I don't want that. I want to be able to communicate and talk to people. So I lose the ability to read.
I was thinking about reading, and I have so many people who recommend books to me. And because we read so much through our work, it's hard for me to find time to do pleasure reading.
Do audiobooks.
I need to start just doing audiobooks, right?
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Here we go. Would you rather? Okay, wait. Where did it go? Oh, there we go. I don't know where that went to.
Well, I want to go back to the whole, would you rather find true love or $50 million or $5 million? Like, why would you pick the money? Seriously.
Because money is the second best thing to oxygen. And you really cannot do anything without it. And I'd argue today more than ever. I'd say 25, 30 years ago, you could figure out being broke. You can get you some beans and rice and cornbread and bread and hot dogs and cut up hot dogs and the macaroni and cheese. Today, man, you need the money. So I'm going with the money, Ursula. And you're still going to stay with that?
Yeah. Because I think that there would be a chance that you would have all the money in the world and still feel really lonely. And you would be constantly wondering, do people like me for me or do they like me for my money?
A lot of times, most people like you for your money. One last thing. Would you rather live in a world without music or a world without television?
I'd rather live in a world without television. And I know because you're looking at me like you just saw a ghost.
I'm with you.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm with you. I would rather live in a world without television.
I might argue that a world without television might be a better world. A world without music would be dull.
Yeah, it would be. No, see the guy who poo-pooed on the choir yesterday is talking good about music.
Did you see how many people were so upset at that drop-in choir? Now, Jason and Buckley, some others were offering to join me at one of these drop-in choirs. So I'm going to put it out there when I can actually drop in, and I would love for others to join.
Carrie and Bonnie Lake likes my shirt. Did you like my shirt today?
Thug Life, and it's the golden curls.
All right. The next hour coming up, you got Angela Poe Russell coming in at 10:30. But up next, what did Texas do that California is responding to? Next, Gee Ursula.
The Jake and Spike Show.
I check it late at night when my wife's not looking.
Weekdays noon to 3.
My favorite thing on my phone, which is my weather app.
First thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
On KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM and the KIRO Newsradio app.
You know that thing called AI? Supposed to make the workplace super efficient? Well, there's something better. DI, Delicious Intelligence. It's tech that helps make work efficient and yummy. Leading the DI revolution, EasyCater, a workplace food platform that connects you to tons of favorite restaurants with tools to save time and stay on budget. Need tacos for $20? Falafel for $40? A variety of vegan breakfast sandwiches? Now that's a tasty prompt. Join the DI revolution. Order now at easycater.com.
You're still glowing,
flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
If you're thinking about renovating an attic, spending more time in your sunroom, or building onto your home, a Carrier ductless unit is the perfect solution for climate control. It's efficient, quiet, and incredibly flexible when it comes to installation because there's no ductwork required. It's just one more way we're making your home totally comfortable.
Your local Carrier heating and cooling dealer will improve your home's comfort, air quality, and efficiency. Visit CarrierNorthwest.com to find the expert near you. Carrier, turn to the experts.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Saturday, August 23rd, enjoy the 30th birthday bash for University Place at Cirque Park, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Bands all day, over 50 vendors, beer garden, and family zone. Don't miss it August 23rd. Special thanks to Honest Home Solutions.
You know that thing called AI? Supposed to make the workplace super efficient? Well, there's something better. DI, Delicious Intelligence. It's tech that helps make work efficient and yummy. Leading the DI revolution, EasyCater, a workplace food platform that connects you to tons of favorite restaurants with tools to save time and stay on budget. Need tacos for 20? Falafel for 40? A variety of vegan breakfast sandwiches? Now that's a tasty prompt. Join the DI revolution. Order now at easycater.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. President Trump calls it a total victory as a New York appeals court has tossed out the $500 million fine in the Trump civil fraud case. Legal analyst Lori Levinson.
That had been an action brought by the New York Attorney General, Letitia James. But the appellate court said that the amount of penalties was just too high. And even though the court was willing to leave in place some of the changes ordered by the court to the operation of the Trump Organization, it felt that, in fact, the judgment itself constituted, in violation of the Eighth Amendment, an excessive fine.
The Attorney General vows to appeal. CBS's Rob Marciano is on North Carolina's Outer Banks, where there's been some flooding and damage caused by the pounding surf from Hurricane Aaron.
A couple of more hours of dicey wind and waves certainly here on the Outer Banks. And then all this waves, they go up into the Jersey Shore, Long Island, southern New England. That's through tomorrow, even though the center of this thing will be well offshore and pulling away from the U.S. We're just grateful that this one, at least, has not made a direct hit. We can only hope for more of that as we head into the peak of hurricane season. season.
In the Southwest, big weather story is the punishing heat wave. CBS News meteorologist David Parkinson.
Today and tomorrow are going to be the two hottest days in the West, and we will be seeing records. Today, we could be seeing as many as a dozen. Lancaster and Palmdale looking at 107, 108 degrees there. Could even see 96 degrees in downtown LA. That would tie the record for the day. It would also be the hottest day that Los Angeles has had this year.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is calling for a ceasefire in Gaza as Israel moves to take over Gaza City. He also wants Israel to reverse a decision to expand settlement construction in the West Bank.
To expand illegal settlement construction, which would divide the West Bank, must be reversed. All settlement construction is a violation of international law.
A Chicago woman claims ICE is wrongfully detaining her husband.
It's just totally unfair.
Christina Ramirez says she and her husband Sergio were in Michigan for their construction business when they made a wrong turn toward Canada. ICE has detained him ever since.
My husband is not a murderer. My husband is not a criminal. My husband is a very loving and good person.
Immigration attorney Andres Diaz Jr. says Sergio was waiting for his visa application to be approved and is eligible for permanent residency through his marriage.
This is the most egregious case that I've ever seen.
ICE has not commented on the case. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
And checking Wall Street, the Dow is down 216 points. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Get renter's insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit Progressive.com.
An arrest in a deadly Federal Way shooting. That story coming up. But first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. A crash on I-5 at DuPont has been cleared, but your travel time, Olympia to Tacoma, is still running about 10 minutes longer than usual. Near Index, travel is alternating on US 2 for maintenance, and there's maintenance in Everett. Crews are working in the left lane of westbound State Route 526 near the Airport Road ramp. Remember, in Buckley, the State Route 410 White River Bridge remains closed after a crash on Monday. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. A manhunt is on in King County for a gunman in a deadly shooting last night. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has the latest.
Multiple gunshots along Des Moines Boulevard Wednesday night. The victim's car riddled with more than 20 bullet holes. Captain Tim Meyer from the King County Sheriff's Office told independent journalist Steve Hickey.
Detectives will certainly canvass the area. They're going to find whether it's video surveillance or witnesses.
Deputies say the 26-year-old male victim died at the scene. No arrests so far. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Federal Way police say they have arrested a suspect in Monday's shooting at an apartment that left one person dead. No details on the suspect, though police originally said they thought the gunman knew people in that apartment. There's a new memorial in Seattle's Madison Park that honors beloved dog walker Ruth Dalton and her own pet who died in a carjacking a year ago. KIRO 7 TV's Samantha Lomibao reports.
Their memory will continue to live on at Madison Park Beach.
There's a lot of memories here, and this was her main place.
Where you'll see a bench, a plaque, and the perfect phrase.
Come, sit, stay.
With a reminder for all of those who come here.
Treat people with a caring heart and remember to be like Ruth.
It meant the world to the family just to see so many people reflecting on either their memories with Ruth or sharing their stories of her.
The suspect in Dalton's death is being treated at a state psychiatric hospital. Engineers are assessing damage to the State Route 410 White River Bridge in Buckley. WSDOT tells KIRO 7 TV teams are collecting data which will be run through computer models.
That's sort of a fancy way of helping us determine how much damage has been done to the bridge and next steps for, repair.
The bridge was closed Monday after a semi-truck slammed into it. With the FIFA World Cup less than a year away, Western Washington cities are preparing to get spectators to matches and official fan zones.
750,000 people are expected to travel to our region to be part of FIFA World Cup 2026. People have to be able to get to and from safely and conveniently. Here's Pierce County Transit CEO Mike Griffiths.
We expect it's going to almost double our ridership.
To accommodate visitors, Griffiths says they plan to increase buses and personnel for the duration of the World Cup. In Tacoma, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine with highs in the upper 70s. It's 65 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Roche.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Thursday, August 21st. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning. Hey, y'all got all serious in this hour. What's going on?
Because we can't have fun all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in school, you couldn't have recess all day long. You got to have a little fun. You got to be a little serious. Because I do believe that this next topic that we're getting ready to talk about is very serious. However, I am also excited because coming up at 10:30, our dear friend, your dear friend, Angela Poe Russell is going to join us at 10:30. And she's talking about her daughter is going to be in the lead of the Whiz. It's a play that's opening up on Friday tomorrow. It'll go Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Benaroya Hall. So I can't wait to talk to Angela.
Okay, and I've got to say something, because if my kid were doing the lead in a musical at Benaroya Hall, I would be trumpeting that to the world. And she has been so modest about it. So we're asking Angela to come on because I think everybody should know about this. It is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, text us 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Let's get to it.
What's new at 10?
In case you're not following this, Texas Republicans just ran through a new election map. This was mid-decade, not after the census, which is typically the case. And this map is designed to carve out 5 new GOP-friendly congressional districts that Donald Trump himself has been demanding. And he is calling it one big, beautiful congressional map. Now, normally, states will redraw lines once every 10 years after the census, but this is happening now in 2025 because the president and his allies want to lock in seats ahead of the 2026 midterms. And that is why the Democrats are saying this is less about representation and more about raw power. But then I saw the breaking news yesterday that California is now fighting back, and we'll talk about that. But here's what you need to understand about the insanity that has been going on in Texas. At the beginning of the month, more than 50 Democratic lawmakers fled the state. They left the state to block this GOP plan to add 5 Trump-backed congressional seats. Earlier this month, then the Republicans issued civil arrest warrants for the Democrats, mostly symbolic, but they piled on these daily fines and threats of removing them from office. Then Senator John Cornyn even floated bringing in the FBI, but that idea was shot down quickly by legal experts. And then a few weeks later, the Democrats were back, but under essentially what was like house arrest. They were trailed by state troopers everywhere, even going to the grocery store. There was one lawmaker who refused to play along. She staged a sleep-in on the House floor, live streamed it, and filed a legal challenge. And then this went beyond politics. There was a bomb threat forcing Democrats' hotel in Illinois to evacuate. The Texas Capitol itself was shut down. Again, this is all about trying to control voting maps, right? And I know you've got a lot to say about this, but yesterday, while the Texas legislature was convening to pass this new map, Representative Nicole Collier tried to join a press call with California's Governor Gavin Newsom, Senator Cory Booker, and others, and she was threatened with felony arrest by the sergeant at arms in the bathroom.
To leave, they said it's a felony for me to do this. Apparently, I can't be on the floor or in the bathroom. Well, you told me I was only allowed to be here in the bathroom. No, hang on. Bye, everybody. I've got to go.
That is outrageous. And first of all, let me tell you something. Representative Collier in the bathroom has more dignity than Donald Trump in the Oval Office.
There you go.
That is outrageous. What they're trying to do right there is silence an American leader, silence a black woman. And that is outrageous. And I hope everybody took note of that. The fact that she can't even let her voice be heard is freaking outrageous.
It is.
And this is what we're fighting for here. This is ultimately what this is about. What we just witnessed. them trying to shut her down and say it's illegal for her to be in the bathroom and on this call. This is the lengths that they're going to in Texas to try to bring about a system so unjust and so unjustifiable that they are going to try to silence those leaders from being heard and speaking out.
Okay, so let's start there before we go into what's happening in California.
Well, let's go. I'll start at Representative Nicole Collier, and that you all just heard that phone conversation where she was trying to be on a Zoom in a bathroom, and she had to go because they were basically threatening her, telling her that it was a felony for her to do that. Now, remember, the reason why she's in the bathroom in the first place, because she was locked inside of the Capitol building because she would not sign a permission slip to be under escort by the Texas Department of Public Safety. There was a reason why I said what I said in the 9 o'clock hour. Some of you guys got unglued. So let me repeat it just in case you didn't hear me the first time. The America that we have right now is controlled by a want-to-be king, a want-to-be dictator in Donald Trump. This is why we have what we have today. Locking Democratic officials inside of the Capitol building. I want to just tell you guys something. Uvalde, the mass shooting that happened down in Texas, they didn't lock any Democratic leaders up during that time. When 2021, the weather malfunction that happened down there, the awful electrical grid during that time, they didn't lock up anybody during that time. As a matter of fact, speaking of, when it was time to vote on the Epstein files, do you think that the GOP wanted to get to the bottom of things? No. Let me tell you what they did. This isn't an opinion. This is fact. They walked out. So what I'm trying to show you guys, I'm not even necessarily blaming this on GOP. I'm not blaming this on conservatives. I am blaming this on a person that wants to be king, that has control of the United States of America. And the reason why Texas is doing what they're doing right now with the redistricting and with the maps is because Donald Trump said so. And whatever their king says, they do. One last point I want to make, and this is very clear. We are in the United States of America, especially in a place called Texas. Y'all are okay? Y'all are okay with this? Y'all are okay with our own citizens being locked up against their will because they're not
elected representatives.
They're not doing what you want them to do and say, wait a minute, hold on, let's put politics aside, y'all. Is that what we're doing? This is the United States of America. And like you said, Ursula, elected politicians are being treated this way.
Yes. And all for what?
Because Donald Trump said so.
And for what reason? The midterm elections, right? He wants this done before the midterm elections. And listen to Texas Democratic Representative Ann Johnson responding to this.
As I look around the room of white men, I think about my dad. And I love the head shake. And I love the nod. Because this is about racism. And if you can't hear it from them, then hear it from me. As a white woman and a daughter of a man of privilege and power, he knew that his strength was to bring people that didn't look like him to the table of government. And so 50 years later, after Barbara Jordan, aided by white people to have a voice, the first woman of color elected to the South, a woman who sat in the impeachment of Nixon, a woman who said that finally, after amendment, debate, and vote, I am finally part of we the people. To stand here as a 50-year-old woman and know that we now go back in time. So let's talk about cowardice. and cheats.
So while all that is playing out in California, Democrats there are racing to redraw their own maps, hoping to cancel out Texas's 5 new Republican seats with 5 new Democratic ones.
It's not complicated. We're doing this in reaction to a president of the United States that called a sitting governor of the state of Texas and said, find me 5 seats. We're doing it in reaction to that act. We can't stand back and watch this democracy disappear district by district all across this country, not just in Texas, but in Missouri, where J.D. Vance went just a week ago, in Indiana, in places like Ohio, in places like Florida. We need to stand up, not just California. Other blue states need to stand up. We need to be firm in our resolve. Today is Liberation Day in the state of California, and as Senator Schiff said, Donald Trump, you have poked the bear, and we will punch back.
That is obviously Governor Gavin Newsom in California. So they're taking up a package of bills now that would temporarily toss out the maps that were drawn by the state's independent redistricting commission. And instead, Democrats want new congressional lines through 2030 with the hope of getting those 5 additional seats. I mean, it's a lot to take in, but this is where we are in this country.
And we're here because of Donald Trump. That's why we are here. Period. The progress and the Make America Great Again, that whole anthem and theme. And by the way, you know, for some reason, when I say these things and I'm specific about it, people get triggered. You want to know why? Because it's the truth. And most people know it, but some people don't even care. And the thing is that I feel like every single day that I come to work, as a matter of fact, I feel like the last 5.5 years of doing this show, I say things, and then finally people are like, oh, I didn't know it was going to be like that. There are people literally telling you these things in November, right before the election. People were telling you what Donald Trump was going to do, and he's doing it, and our country is suffering right now. And by the way, I know that there are some people who's like, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt me. I'm fine. Oh, don't you worry. It's coming. It's coming for all of us, where all of us are impacted. And by the way, for me, I'll tell you what I'm impacted by. If I can eat a meal myself and my neighbor next to me can't afford to eat a meal, that affects me. Mm-hmm. That bothers me. So we are now in a country where people are starting to get ready to look out for themselves because it is Donald Trump and his damn grift that continues to have us this way. And by the way, you know what I was noticing the other day? The same people that use their platform and tote Donald Trump stuff, you know what I never do? I never see them out here at organizations helping out the homelessness crisis, helping out schools. They're always here on their platforms, and they just talk. But you never see them out in the community doing anything that helps others in communities. Never.
Okay. Do you want to talk about something else? Want to talk about Target? Because there are some big changes at the company, basically their leadership. Brian Cornell has led the company for more than a decade. Now he's resigning because sales keep sliding and profits are down more than 20%. The stock has dropped. Traffic in stores have been shrinking for months now. And analysts are pointing to Target's decision earlier this year to scale back its diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, including pulling back their Pride merchandise. And as you recall, that actually sparked boycotts with more than 250,000 people pledging not to shop there. And for anyone who thought it was just going to be temporary or people would get over it, it truly rattled Target's base. And the shoppers who had always been loyal because of the company's reputation for inclusivity have said, we're going to take our money elsewhere. I think folks are also complaining about messy aisles. Last time I went, I was like, man, this stuff here that I used to love and find lots of things to buy, just not finding it like I used to. But in any case, the question I have would be, can Target win back the customers that it drove away? What would it take?
Target, FAFO, right? They messed around and found out. And Ursula, Target, what I don't think they realize is where their locations are. You see, Target aren't in the same locations as Walmart. Walmart's going to be fine. But when you start talking about the rollback of DEI and making sure you align with Donald Trump, well, you got to make sure that there's a reason why they call Target Target in some of these neighborhoods. So what Target messed up, Ursula, they didn't realize where they was located. They was located in some of these neighborhoods where homie don't play that. That's it. You know what I mean? So now, did I think Target would have this kind of I did not think that this would happen.
I didn't know that it was going to be sustained. I thought it was going to be an initial hit, but I am surprised. But yeah, I mean, he did fritter around and find out, and unfortunately, that has cost him his job. Okay, I'm going to bring up one more thing.
That actually made me laugh. That was good.
I know. I'm going to try to cool you down a little bit. Okay, well, but I'm not going to with this next topic because I'm going to talk about the Seattle Mariners. After 5 straight losses on the road, fan frustration is turning ugly, and we're talking really ugly. And one player is getting the brunt of it. And I'm talking about M's reliever Taylor Saucedo, who gave up 5 runs in Wednesday's loss to the Phillies.
He delivers. Swung on, roped into right, in the left field, a base hit. Schwarber around third base. He's being waved. He scores. Phillies get another. They've broken it open. It's 8-2.
Now, after that performance, Saucedo shared a threatening message that he got on social media that said, "I hope your head gets blown off to pieces walking in Philly." The post then continued with some disgusting comments about his girlfriend. Now, he is a Maple Valley native, and he admits, yeah, he is disappointed with how this year has gone. But he says, "Tell me I suck all you want, and that's fine. But at some point, we got to get a grip." And I know this comment from Mike Cameron got you going. He said, "Sauce, do me a favor and turn off your responses and focus on baseball. You already know how people being fanatics will be. Report them to MLB and keep it moving, brother. I commend you guys for being able to play in this social media era." So my question is, should pro athletes be expected to handle online abuse as part of the job, as Mike Cameron seems to suggest?
I mean, they should be honored and privileged to even be playing the game in the first place, right? You should be able to handle that. Mike Cameron, dude, you missed out on that. By the way, full disclosure, I like Mike Cameron. I really do. I really like Mike Cameron. Mike Cameron, this was dumb. This was really dumb for you to just say, "Sauce, do me a favor and turn off your responses." Oh, okay.
No, that's like a death threat, essentially. I'm going to blow your head off as you walk in. I mean, what?
Yeah. You're right. This topic right here on the heels of everything that we're talking about, right? But I mean,
can we bring back the rubber ducky?
We talked about it over the weekend, or what was that the other day when I showed you that people are bold now. Like, people just straight up called me the N-word, and I mean, with their profile picture and everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's not what it used to be. You could get on X and you can say whatever you want. You can get on these social media platforms and say whatever you want. You won't be banned. Because now in 2025, you got to see the other side of things, right? You know, well, hey, G, you got to see both sides. I mean, yeah, they can say the N-word, but they say that in rap music.
This has nothing to do with both sides. This has to do with crappy people getting on social media saying crappy things and having all sorts of, I guess, bravado because they're behind the keyboard. And I think you're just losing your mind. This is a sport. This is a game. However, we should bring it back because maybe it's not just a sport and just a game anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point. Angela Poe Russell is going to join the show next. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
The Jake and Spike Show.
I check it late at night when my wife's not looking.
Weekdays noon to 3.
My favorite thing on my phone, which is my weather app.
First thing, nonstop.
My number one app. Every day it tells me it's the number one thing I use on my phone.
First thing I looked at when I woke up.
First thing I see in the morning. Last thing I see at night is the weather.
Then I'll roll over and kiss her after that.
My wife says, "Don't kiss me after you look at your weather app."
I feel hot and sweaty.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What
Are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning?
RV wins!
Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping?
RV wins!
Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast?
RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at K2VisionRLE.com.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind in the Care Partners Living difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Having your vehicle serviced is our stress-free promise at Subaru of Puyallup with convenient service hours from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership. Schedule now at SubaruofPuyallup.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. An appeals court has thrown out the massive $500 million fine against President Trump in his New York fraud case. However, the court upheld the finding that Trump exaggerated his wealth for decades. He and his oldest sons can't serve in corporate leadership for a few years. Legal expert Lori Levinson.
It doesn't completely clear them of the fraud, but it certainly takes away the financial punishments that the Court of Appeal thought was excessive.
President Trump plans to patrol the streets of Washington, D.C. tonight alongside law enforcement. Trump has ordered the federal government to take control over the D.C. Police Department, saying earlier,
"Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged-out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore."
D.C.'s mayor says crime has actually decreased since the pandemic. Kroger claims rising crime and regulations are forcing it to close 5 Fred Meyer and QFC stores in Western Washington. Kent Mayor Dana Ralph is concerned neighborhoods will turn into food deserts as Kroger moves to close 6 Puget Sound stores, including a Fred Meyer in her city.
It creates a large gap for the residents in that area.
Under their contracts, union workers will be found positions at other stores. Jobless claims ticked up last week, and CBS's Javier David says nearly 2 million people have been out of work for an extended period of time.
A clear signal of an employment sector that's just in limbo. We're not getting mass firings. That's a good thing. The unemployment rate is pretty steady around above 4%, but it's getting harder for people without jobs to find employment.
The U.S. unemployment rate is 4.2%. Boeing loses ground to Airbus. Bloomberg reporting the Airbus A320 is just 20 planes away from overtaking Boeing 737 as the most delivered jet in history. Boeing says it's ramping up 737 MAX production after safety-related slowdowns. Washington State's first In-N-Out burger joint has opened up in Ridgefield. Some customers waited for hours in line. KIRO 7 TV spoke to one loyalist.
There's haters that are like, oh, it's not that good, but I'm like, come on down and try it. It'll probably change your mind.
In-N-Out has also filed to open another location in Vancouver, Washington. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 232 points, NASDAQ off 147. KIRO News Radio traffic. A crash on I-5 at DuPont has been cleared. Travel time, Olympia to Tacoma, finally down to just under 40 minutes. Still about 5 longer than usual. Tacoma to Olympia is running about 5 minutes longer due to a slowdown near JBLM. Near Index, travel is alternating on U.S. 2 for maintenance. In Buckley, remember the State Route 410 White River Bridge remains closed after a crash on Monday. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine with highs in the upper 70s. It's 65 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Thursday to all of you. And this weekend, there is going to be a very special performance. And it features a very special young lady at Benaroya Hall. Angela Poe Russell's daughter, Maya, will be performing in the musical The Whiz. And we asked Angela to join us live in studio. I'm so excited for you and for your daughter, so you must be just over the moon.
I'm really excited for her. At the same time, it's also, I thought about you, G, because you have these moments with your son in sports. And they've been practicing, they've been working, and it's game day. And that's what it's like. So there are all these feelings of
Here's the truth. I want to ask you this. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you're more nervous than Maya?
Ooh, that's a good, you know what? At different moments, yes, absolutely. I think what's made this one trickier is that she got sick. She got a cold and so a lot of times, it takes about a week for most people, but when you're a singer, it takes a while for that voice to get better.
It really does.
So she's been on nebulizers and all. I mean, so it's the added drama of will the voice be
bad timing. Okay, so explain for people who don't know, the Whiz and her role in this.
Yeah, well, The Whiz was a Broadway musical, and then it became a movie that a lot of people watched. Gosh, back in the 70s, Quincy Jones did a lot of the music, I should say was a producer on that movie. Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, all of that. So she plays Dorothy. And The Whiz, was a take on The Wizard of Oz.
She plays Dorothy.
She plays Dorothy, yeah. And I put this on social.
Role.
Yeah, it's a key role. And what's interesting is so often that role is sung by this huge soprano, and she's more of a mezzo. And so it was really cool for her to win that role as a mezzo. I love it.
Wow. Well, I want to talk about Maya, too, because it's not only that she is performing this weekend at Benaroya Hall, and Gee and Lillian and a friend of mine and I are going to be watching. So we're excited on Saturday. But she has also had a chance to sing and perform at a Seahawks game. Do I got this correct?
That's right. Yeah, she has. She recently did the anthem for the Seattle Seahawks. Thank you so much, G. So G saw Maya perform at an event, and he, I think it sounds like you put a good word in. Mm-hmm. And yeah, and then they saw her on social media where she was a flag football player, and they were honoring flag football that night. So I think they were like, flag football, Maya, she's done it before, and she's done the anthem for the Kraken, the Seattle Reign. She won a National Young Arts Award, which is a huge deal. So music has been just her safe space and a way for her to heal and just process stuff.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so, and how old is Maya?
She's 17.
Okay, do you mind if I play a little bit of her, because we have a little bit here?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Sure. I'm here on my own. It's not a game. And a strange wind is blowing. I am so amazed at the things that I see here. Don't want to be afraid. I just don't want
to. Was that home?
That's actually not Home. That is a song that happens earlier called Soon as I Get Home.
Okay, I mean, it's okay. I'm getting goosebumps.
This is so uncomfortable for me, by the way.
I know.
This is so uncomfortable.
It's almost like we dragged you in. We're like, no, we need to talk about this.
Okay.
You did not suggest. We suggested. This is such a big darn deal. And it's got to feel... And I know you have a lot of emotion because your daughter is also preparing to go to college. She's got so many things going on. And I just want to congratulate you, too, as a parent, because she needs to have supportive parents to be able to do what she is doing.
Absolutely. And, I got to give her credit because I have to share this story. Because all of you parents know, especially you're trying to figure out what your kid is going to do after high school. And I said, Maya, in the summertime, you really got to build your resume. You really need to, I was like, how are you going to do something different so it looks good on whatever? And I said, this is kind of how it works. And she said, I remember she leaned back in her chair and put her feet up and said, I guess I'm just going to be a normal kid. Oh. And she was like, this is what she was doing with her summer, every single summer.
Playing Dorothy at Benaroya Hall is not a normal kid.
We weren't planning on that, right? We had no idea.
So take us behind the scenes. And by the way, we're going to tell you guys in a second how you can go and watch the performance. Ursula and I will be there at the Saturday performance at 7 o'clock at Benaroya Hall. But as a parent myself, these big events, I have my quirks. I have things that I do and things that I don't like. Like, for an example, I really don't like to talk to anybody during the performance. So I want to ask you, is there any superstitious things that you have that goes on with you? Do you pray beforehand? Bring us into your world. I know that there are some things that you do or you might not do.
I am a big fan of watching the words. I watch because I'm a true believer that where you put your thoughts and your words, it gives them power. So if she starts saying, which is horrible, she'll start saying, I don't know, my voice. And I'm like, your voice is improving. That's what you're going to say. So it's more about I believe that how we're speaking, how we're using our thoughts. She tends to get a little like my husband this morning was like, hey, how's my favorite singer today? She's like, that's a lot of pressure. Leave me. So I think she tends to go in and just get quiet, and she'll have all this panic, and then it'll be great. And then she'll be like, oh, yeah, that was good. It was good, So let me ask you guys some advice.
Okay.
So she has 2 shows Friday.
Yes.
A show Saturday, a show on Sunday, and then she leaves for South Africa Sunday right after the show, which is crazy. Saturday morning, she has an SAT.
No.
No.
Does she?
Wait. Does she really?
Eliminate the SAT.
Really?
Oh, gosh, yeah. That's too much. An SAT in the middle of all... No.
You're not joking, are you?
That's not her only option for the SAT.
No, she can take it in October.
She can take it in October. That's too much.
Please.
Okay, Angela, what are you going to do?
Right now, I'm in a situation where my wife wants me to go tubing for a little bit before the play on Saturday. And I'm like, wait.
No. Tubing sounds fun.
I know, but that's a lot for me.
Okay.
No, SAT requires your full focus, and so does singing at Benaroya Hall. And she's already nursing a cold.
True.
No way.
All right, so Teen Summer Musical, it's 76 kids, Ursula.
That's awesome.
76, 8 to 18. There's some amazing vocalists, and they've worked 10 weeks, 9 to 5, and on weekends, too.
Okay, who all is going? Tell everybody how they can go find it, and let Ursula know if you're going to go on Saturday at 7 o'clock, because we'll be there. How do they find the tickets?
Okay, it's at Benaroya Hall. Help me out, Chef. It's axonstage.com or .org. That's where I'm missing out.
It's easy, though.
And
just
it's
look for the Whiz, but
$25.
Benaroya Hall. And because when I Googled the Whiz, there were some other performances that did come up, but it's the one at Benaroya Hall.
Yep.
Teen musical?
Yes, Seattle's teen summer musical,
yes,
The Whiz,
exactly.
Benaroya
Yes.
Hall. Tickets are $25.
Yes.
You can get them at the door. You can show up. But I would say go ahead and purchase them now so you
Yes.
can make sure you get in.
Exactly.
That is axonstage.com.
Yeah.
Angela, thanks for coming
Thanks
in.
for
and
having
also
me.
thanks for showing up to the park yesterday. Our field trip.
Man, listen.
So fun.
Wouldn't want to miss it.
All right. Coming
Good
up
luck.
next is time for Scenarios. Gee and Ursula.
It's the final test.
Tonight, Charbonnet is going to rip off a big run.
Before the real deal.
You kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Jobs are on the line.
You know, who's in on the initial 53, who's on the initial practice squad.
It's off to historic Lambeau Field in Green Bay for the preseason finale. Seahawks, Packers, Saturday. Pre-game at 11 a.m. with Steve Rabel on the call. Kickoff at 1 p.m.
The 12s hear the Hawks right here on KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
You ever gone into an eyewear store and then tried on some glasses and then you think, oh, man, these look good, up until you send that picture to your significant other and they say, absolutely not. Well, at Urban Eyes, you're not just choosing eyewear, you're choosing expert guidance. Individual stylists with years and years of experience to guide you through that process. Their eyewear stylists bring years of experience in helping clients and find the perfect frame that fits your face, lifestyle, and personality. Whether you're going for bold, timeless, or totally unique, Dr. Dana and her team knows just how to help you see and look your best, because you know what? Looking your best is important. Urban Eyes are experts at working with insurance, so see what they can do for you to put you in the perfect pair of eyewear. Schedule an appointment today at myurbaneyes.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss. Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
Homeowners, federal tax credits on heat pumps end soon. Home Comfort Alliance can help you save up to 75% on new in-stock heat pumps with combined discounts, utility rebates, and expiring federal tax credits on systems installed by December 31st. These are new in-stock high-efficiency models that will make your home comfortable year-round. Federal tax credits expire December 31st, so don't wait. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com. For all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, it's Home Comfort Alliance, the comfort people.
Most roofers around here give you one option. Two if you're lucky. Asphalt shingles and maybe metal. That's like going to a restaurant and the only thing on the menu is salad. Sure, there are a few kinds, but they're all pretty much the same, and none of them will keep you satisfied for long. I'm Jim Singletary, Chief Roof Nerd at RoofSmart, and we serve up real choices. Yeah, we do asphalt shingles, sure, but what about something more substantial, like EuroShield rubber tiles that last a lifetime? Or a beautiful, durable metal roof that can handle Seattle's weather like a champ. We even install cedar shake, stone, copper, and walkable rooftop decks. Most roofers stick to what's easy. At RoofSmart, we offer what's best for you. Now, those are what we call options. For anything is possible roofing, call RoofSmart at 206-487-4877 or visit GetRoofSmart.com today. That's 206-487-4877 or online at GetRoofSmart.com.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
This week at Dimitro's Jazz Alley, Grammy-nominated saxophonist Ravi Coltrane brings 4 nights of powerful, expressive jazz, August 21st through 24th. A living legacy on stage. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
Your old water heater's starting to peter.
DayandNight.net.
But don't wait until after your flooding disaster.
DayandNight.net.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Now get $50 off the installation of any water heater.
DayandNight.net.
Let's get to scenarios.
Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
This past weekend, I had a new girl babysitting our 5-year-old. She's a local college gal, and she was curious to see the basement. It's basically my husband's man cave with hunting trophies and military memorabilia. She literally asked if the deer heads on the wall were alive before ending up here or if they were fake. I told her yes, and that I turned them into delicious stews and fajitas. She freaked out, and then she saw the collection of vintage bullet boxes, and I had to prove that there were no bullets in the boxes. Oh, and the bison skull and knife collections were a tough one to explain as well. I'm pretty sure she will never want to babysit again. To me, this is all normal stuff, but I can see how someone who didn't grow up in this life is disturbed. But now she said she's not sure she can babysit for us. There's no reason for her to go downstairs, but she still just isn't sure she wants to be in a house with all those things. It's not easy to find a good babysitter, and I think she would be great. What can I do here? 888-973-5476. Ursula, you have the bet first.
Well, I was just going to say find a new babysitter, or you can realize that your sense of humor did not help the situation and perhaps be more understanding that either she is young, a little naive, not accustomed to having all of that, and not understanding the difference between sarcasm and reality.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you do an explanation and an apology, she might still not feel uncomfortable. And the last thing you want is to have to try to force someone or coerce someone into babysitting your children. You might not get the kind of care you need. Find another babysitter.
By the way, you have a lot of expertise in this topic.
I do. I was the babysitter for everybody growing up. A lot of babysitting in my lifetime.
This would be a message to some of the more liberal parents out there. Y'all need to expose your kids to a little bit more of the other side, right? Because there are some people that are deeply, deeply, deeply uncomfortable at the idea of ever seeing a gun, of ever seeing a weapon, of ever seeing, some kind of taxidermy thing. Oh my gosh, you go fishing, but then do you kill them? Do you eat them? Like, let your kids experience the fact that, hunting, fishing, outdoors, that is a cultural tradition that all of us share as Americans. And you can have your own thoughts about, guns, etc. But this is not something that's inappropriate. It's just different. I'd much rather my kid go over to someone's house and babysit where they have, elk heads on the wall than I would the pinup posters that were on a lot of the garages of my friends' dads growing up.
While I agree with a lot of what you're saying, I mean, there are folks who just don't want to have kids around if there are guns in the house, period. Whether they are collector items or whatever it is. And maybe she just doesn't feel comfortable. And you're asking her to watch your kids. What if the kids get in it? And then she's responsible. Move on. I would say move on to a new babysitter.
Yeah, but I think the mom is basically saying that this is a good one, and I think as parents, I think when she says it is hard to find the one, right? And I'm sure Ursula, you were the one for some families, and they didn't want to lose you, and and there's right now some of you out there that have the one for your kids that you don't want to lose.
Then you need to give her total reassurance. Maybe even say, "I'm going to lock the basement."
Yeah, lock the man cave.
Just the man cave is locked. You don't have to deal with it. This is really what this is. Yeah. I apologize for being flippant about it, blah, blah, blah.
So wait, before we move on, are you guys trying to say it is a good thing for your kids to be exposed to other cultures and things?
Always.
Huh.
Why do you say that?
I was just thinking about that. That'd be interesting.
Good to be
and in that way, like TV doesn't make you think or certain narratives or. I got to think about this for a minute. What do you got there, Brother Nick?
It's one thing for her to go downstairs to the man cave when you didn't really want her snooping there in the first place. But if you want her to give a scare for her, spook her out of being there anymore, just tell her when the sun goes down in the middle of the shade, those heads start moving and blinking if she really is wondering. About the same time the Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny show up. But, no harm done if you just give her a little spook. Just don't let her go down there anymore.
Now, Ursula, I was sitting here. I got thrown off. I had a point that I was going to make about being around other cultures.
I've got a sweeping statement.
Oh.
Nothing good happens in the basement when you're babysitting. The one time the kids went down to the basement. Not even joking. It just brought back a memory where I told the older boy, do not go in the basement. I can't watch you there while I'm watching your sister. Sure enough, he went into the basement, smacked his head into the staircase, and he had to have stitches. It was just nothing good happens in the basement.
You got triggered by that topic, didn't you? But Ursula, I was sitting here doing this, and I got thrown off. I had a point that I was going to make, but then I looked. I looked in there behind Nick. I'm like, oh, we got somebody new starting to work
We
here?
do.
No, we don't.
We have guests.
We have a guest. Oh, y'all might have to jump on YouTube today, y'all. That's right.
Yes. Although be kind, because we're going to have underage guests.
Yes.
And you can't be saying the things you've been saying on YouTube. We see you.
We have Gabby and Matthew. We have Chef's family that's going to be in studio for the first time. Super excited about this. We do all of this at 11 o'clock hour. Gee and Ursula.
The John Curley Show.
Don't worry. Everybody don't panic.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
Where the president wants an executive order. By the way, it's going to get challenged because Congress is the one that makes all the rules to allow each state to determine how they want to do the voting. And Trump right now, he's certainly getting a lot of executive orders out there. Still the record holder is FDR. I think he's got more than 3,400 or something like that. So nobody took over the federal government and ran it like a king, like FDR.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The Subaru A Lot to Love event is going on through the end of August. Carter Subaru is the only dealership in Seattle with the 2025 Outback at 0% for 36 months. Or take advantage of the federal tax credit before it goes away and lease a 2025 Subaru Solterra. Get a credit of up to $7,500. Head into Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard today.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. Not all buyers will qualify for federal tax credit. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. Carter Subaru is buying down the rate for the 2025 Outback. The maximum amount financed is $20,000. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/25.
Hey there, Dawn Riley with Olympic Hot Tub. It's our 48th birthday, and you get the gifts. Outstanding savings on saltwater hot spring spas, free Bluetooth music, and interest-free financing for 3 years. Plus, exciting savings on endless pool swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges. How's that for a birthday to remember? Ends August 24th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. An appeals court has thrown out a penalty against President Trump for exaggerating his wealth. CBS's Graham Cates has the details.
The New York appellate court threw out a $500 million penalty in a civil fraud case against President Trump and others on Thursday, ruling that the fine was excessive while saying they were divided on the merits of the case, which was brought 3 years ago by New York Attorney General Letitia James. Her office alleged that President Trump oversaw a scheme to deliberately mislead companies he was in business with about the values of properties he owned and Mr. Trump's overall net worth.
Trump called the event a total victory. The Attorney General says she will appeal. Hurricane Aaron is moving away from the East Coast, but it's still creating problems from the Carolinas to New England. CBS's Rob Marciano is in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina.
The rain's not an issue with this. So many of our most impactful hurricanes the past several years, we've been dealing with the deadly inland flooding. That's not an issue with this. It's going to stay offshore. But the winds today, tropical storm force, we felt that. And these waves will continue to pound this shoreline and all the way up through New York and southern New England. So everybody who lives near the Atlantic getting a piece of this.
Gaza's civil defense agency says nearly 50 people were killed today by Israeli strikes. Israel has begun asking international organizations to encourage people to head south ahead of its expanded operation in Gaza City. CBS's Rami Inocencio reports there aren't many options for Palestinians.
They can't go anywhere, right? That is what every humanitarian organization that is operating in Gaza continues to say. It's estimated up to 1 million men, women, and children are sheltering there. And that would be even bigger than before the war because people have been displaced so many times trying to get to some shelter. The Red Cross issued a statement saying today that the potential incursion would make the food medical situation, of course, even worse.
Cracker Barrel is pushing ahead with its makeover and, to its fans' dismay, a new logo. Business reporter Jason Brooks has that.
Shares in Cracker Barrel plunged after the Lebanon, Tennessee-based chain unveiled a new logo, dumping the barrel and man from the logo, with the barrel having been part of the logo going back to 1977. Cracker Barrel is spending $700 million as part of a plan to increase its appeal with younger diners. Wall Street isn't keen on brand makeovers, evidenced by Jaguar's rebranding in 2024, which was followed by a steep drop in U.S. sales in early 2025.
Stocks are lower again. The S&P 500 is down for the fifth day. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A car riddled with bullets. The story coming up, but first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. In Tacoma, a crash is blocking a lane on I-5 northbound near South 56th Street. You are backed up to 84th Street. Further south, I-5 southbound is slow near JBLM. In Linwood, be aware the I-405 northbound off-ramp to I-5 northbound is blocked right now. In Buckley, the State Route 410 White River Bridge remains closed after a crash Monday. More on that in a moment. Traffic brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Save with 20% inflation discounts and 18 months free financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. King County detectives are searching for the gunman who left a car riddled with bullets last night on Des Moines Boulevard, just across from the Duwamish from Boeing Field. One person is dead. Captain Tim Meyer tells journalist Steve Hickey.
Detectives are very early in their work, and it's going to take some time to certainly determine what happened.
No arrests yet. Federal Way police say they have arrested a suspect in a deadly shooting. It happened Monday at the Shores Apartments along 3rd Place Southwest. The victim died at the scene. No details on the suspect, though police originally said they thought the gunman knew people in that apartment. There's a new memorial in Seattle's Madison Park that honors a cherished dog walker and grandmother who died in a carjacking 1 year ago. It's a bench with a plaque plaque bearing Ruth Dalton's motto, "Come, sit, stay." Dalton's granddaughter tells KIRO 7 TV.
It is rewarding in a way to see them giving back to her memory, to her spirit, to her legacy.
The man accused of killing Dalton is being held at a state psychiatric hospital. Engineers are assessing damage to the State Route 410 Wide River Bridge in Buckley. It's been closed since a semi-truck slammed into it Monday. KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson says there is a workaround.
We're seeing a lot of people changing their commute from 4 wheels to 2, taking the Foothills Trail Bridge. According to the maps, that takes about 20 minutes to get from Buckley to Enumclaw versus the hour it takes to go all the way around.
I am thankful that this is here so that if people need something and they have friends on the other side or vice versa, we can meet.
SR 410 still closed. There is no estimated time for it to reopen.
Emergency crews are also taking the Foothills Bridge as a detour. With the FIFA World Cup less than a year away, Western Washington cities are preparing to get spectators to matches and official fan zones. Pierce County Executive Ryan Mello.
The region is expecting hundreds of millions of dollars of economic impact. We're expecting 750,000 people, visitors from around the world.
He says the county will add buses, routes, and personnel. They're also going to incorporate trains, light rail, and ferries to make sure fans can get where they need to go with enough capacity to accommodate locals who still need to get to work and school. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine today with highs in the upper 70s. It's 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Good morning, everybody. This is Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Thursday, August 31st. Ursula, good morning.
Good morning. I'm a little choked up because we have 2 wonderful guests in studio.
Incredible.
I know a lot of people are already checking out YouTube so they can see who is in studio with us. It's Gabby and Matthew. And we're thrilled to have them here.
Man.
Yeah, you can all
Beautiful family. Beautiful family. Matthew, it's good to see you, buddy. I can't wait to talk to you here pretty soon. We're going to do a family feud. What is it, family feud version of Agree to Disagree?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Oh, that's coming up at 11:30. As always, we invite you to join us on our text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
All right, Ursula, let's get to it.
I think I'm okay.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
What happens when you speak for a living and you suddenly can't speak? That's what we're going to find out here. Hey, did you guys get a chance to check out the Rubber Ducky Speedo on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page? Okay, so we want to...
You can't be saying rubber duckies in front of everybody,
I know.
Ursula.
Is it I was on the swim team for many years in high school.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't an actual Speedo, right? Was that an actual Speedo?
That was an actual
Speedo.
Speedo.
Brand Speedo?
Matter of fact, I was thinking about something. I go to take them things off yesterday. I
only saw the backside, to be fair to me. I didn't see the brand Speedo.
Hey, hold on. Did I not say today was August 21st? Did I get the date wrong?
It's August 21st.
Oh, people are texting. I must have said August 20th, maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they don't want to go backwards.
Hey, look here. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm rounding third base. Anyways, Ursula, I went to take the Speedos off yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And I said to myself, am I going to keep these? Because these was $31.
No, okay, excuse me. You cannot return a Speedo after you've placed them on your buttocks.
That's what I was thinking.
And
That's what I was thinking. Do you think Jeff Bezos will be okay with me returning rubber ducky Speedos?
No, the public won't be okay with you returning a Speedo.
I think you can return them. They just won't resell them.
Okay.
Ursula, I only wore them for about
That's
10
where
minutes.
Amazon gets it all wrong. They accept everything back. Well, clearly they're not getting it all wrong. But anyway, let's recap our visit to Seattle's infamous clothing optional beach yesterday, which, of course, is Denny Blaine Park.
Angela Russell wants to know the deal behind the rubber ducky Speedo. Look, if you're going to wear a Speedo, you might as well make it memorable. And I know y'all going to be talking about this for a long time. And by the way, there is nothing crazy or wrong about this place?
Maybe 8 people here doing their thing. Nothing vulgar. I kind of feel like jerks being here. Okay. Well, the reason I said I kind of felt like a jerk, because we were all making, let's be real. We were kind of making fun of the whole idea. We're going to take a field trip to Denny Blaine Park and see all the craziness that's going on. And it was so peaceful. And mind you, it was a Wednesday afternoon. It was middle of the day, so it wasn't even after work. And maybe the atmosphere changes a little, but this is a tiny postage-sized park where the whole nudity thing has been going on apparently for 50 years. And it is an incredibly beautiful area. For those who don't know, you have to drive through the Arboretum, Japanese Garden. I mean, this is one of the best areas of the city of Seattle, and this park is right on the lake.
Right.
And so there are 3 levels to the park now, and they've put that big fence up. So the city's response, because a lawsuit was filed by neighbors who are angry and who say that lewd behavior was happening at the park. And I won't get too graphic because we do have some young guests in the studio, but they were saying that things that are illegal were happening at the park in broad daylight, in broad view. That's not okay. I mean, so when we say it's all peaceful, we saw none of that, but you and I both agree, if we had seen that, that would be something that should not be acceptable to anybody.
There's 180 people on YouTube right now currently watching. So, Chef, I say
that might be a record.
While they're there, you might as well go ahead and give them a rubber ducky visual on YouTube. If you're going to bless some of the people on YouTube. You know, I didn't know you took that. I didn't know you said that about feeling like a jerk. And I wanted to say something, to piggyback on that. I kind of felt the same way, too.
I just felt awkward.
And while... yeah, the rubber ducky stuff was funny. Okay, ha, ha, ha. We were seriously there to try to weigh in and get our opinion on a topic that has been talked about a lot. Everybody says this, it looks like that, but we got to see it for ourselves. And the reason, I don't know your reason necessarily, well, I think I kind of get it, but I felt like a jerk because there were people there that were seriously, like, relaxing.
Enjoying their peace.
Which it was ultimately very peaceful there. And I can tell Chef made the comment, and I agree with him. He said I looked like an undercover cop because I was
we were by far the most clothed.
I was standing there with my arms folded, and that's a bad energy, right, to bring around people that are genuinely relaxing. They are genuinely just there, enjoying themselves, watching the beautiful view, which, by the way, you can see I-90 is right there. It was just an amazing place. So the answer is, for anybody that wants to say they should get rid, no, they shouldn't. No, they should not. It was a beautiful place to be.
I hope the fence provides the cover, no pun intended, that the neighbors want, and that still allows folks to use that park.
Yeah.
If it were the energy that we saw yesterday, I mean, you would really have to work. It's not a place you're going to take your kids if you're worried about that. Now, in Europe, they would think no big deal. But here, that's not something people are accustomed to, and so that's not the place where you would bring your kids. And I know they tried to put a playground in there, et cetera. I mean, it is an incredibly beautiful part of Seattle, and I understand why it is so valued. I mean, obviously the property there would be extremely high in value.
I would say that place, it's definitely smaller than I thought it was.
Yes.
If you go to Denny Blaine, you specifically went there knowing. This is not a place that you're going to be like, oh, whoopsie, I didn't have any idea. Oh, no, you know. Because Madison Park, that beach, the main one is down the street. This is a very specific place you have to go to. And even if you go in the roundabout, in the parking lot, you still can't see anything.
And the other thing that, in case you don't know, because you'll say, well, why are people allowed to be nude? Isn't that against the law? No, it's not in the city of Seattle. And then that, again, goes back a long way. And maybe that is the bigger debate. Should something like this exist? It wouldn't fly in many other cities. But let's talk about something, because it's a good thing that we're not in South Carolina when we're talking about your Speedo or people naked at a beach. And to make the point, we're actually going to play a very real news story. It is an oldie, but a goodie that Chef produced for Dave Ross and Colleen O'Brien a few years back. Listen.
And now, Cops, Fashion Edition. In one South Carolina county, if your pants are falling down, law enforcement will be cracking down. The Timmonsville County Council, voting 5-1, passed an ordinance banning citizens from sagging their pants. At first, police will give verbal warnings, but second-time offenders will be placed on the Saggy Pants Registry. And those with 3 or more offenses...
Is that the name of it?
That's what it says here.
Saggy Pants Registry?
The Saggy Pants Registry. 3 or more offenses could be belted with fines of up to $600. The opinion of local residents is split, with some in favor of cinching up the county's dress code.
Well, it had become a nuisance to most of the citizens within the county.
They're disrespecting the community. You might as well just go ahead and pee on the street.
You know, it looks sloppy and nasty, man. It has been going on too long.
Yeah, they need to lock their ass up.
Half of the behind be showing, and I don't think that look good.
I think those opinions are pretty clear. Other locals feel they're getting a bum rap and don't see the point of such tight regulations.
That's not a crime. I mean, you can't kill nobody from sagging your pants.
They going more and more petty on little things instead of worrying about people robbing these banks now. I think they're going to waste their money to try to tell people what to do when they should be focusing on more important things than people's pants. How could you really tell if somebody's pants hanging down? Would you going to lift their shirts up to see if their pants hanging down? I just don't see the point of it working.
Exactly. In 2008, State Senator Robert Ford wanted to ban pants sagging in all of South Carolina. That proposal quickly sank. President Obama himself weighed in at the time.
You know, I think passing a law about people wearing sagging pants is a waste of time. Having said that, brothers should pull up their pants.
Just pull up their pants.
You know, you're walking by your mother, your grandmother, and your underwear is showing. Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
The president speaking in his constitutional role as commander-in-briefs. And now.
Stop. I love it.
I guess I wanted to bring that up just as a point of levity that we are very lucky to live in a very tolerant place that's tolerant of all, different types of people, including people in ducky Speedos.
Not everybody. I mean, we had a few people who, I get your point, Jeff, but we had a few people who were clutching their pearls and angry that you and I were okay that anyone was nude at that beach. So they did weigh in.
You know what? When people sound that way and talk like that, you tell on yourselves. You're telling people that I've never been outside of my neighborhood. You're telling people that I'm always inside of my own bubble. Because when you go over to Europe, and by the way, I just love going over there because they don't even eat dinner until like 9, 10 o'clock at night over there in Europe.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, but there's new beaches over there. And once you're over there for a while, it's like it's normal. Only us here in the United States are, I can't believe you wearing rubber duckies.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk about something else that's going on in the world. Speaking of global stuff.
What's that?
FIFA World Cup, not even an entire year away. It's 294 days away, and Seattle is not the only city that is getting ready. Tacoma is set to host an official fan zone, and that means Pierce County is ramping up the transit. So listen to County Executive Ryan Mello.
The region is expecting hundreds of millions of dollars of economic impact. We're expecting 750,000 people, visitors from around the world.
Okay, I know as a show, we have not spent enough time talking about World Cup coming. Other than I'm curious if some of the tourism numbers are going to change because of everything going on. But other than that, I don't think we have fully understood how big this event is going to be and how many people are going to be coming into this region. I mean, you just heard the Pierce County executive.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Ryan Mello gets excited about the World Cup, but go ahead.
Well, a lot of people, Mayor of Seattle gets excited about it's going to generate a whole ton of money.
It is.
I mean, it is going to be a lot of money.
What kind of question you got for me?
Well, I was contemplating, should I put my house up for rent? Just kidding.
Heck yeah.
Should I rent a room or two?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I think there are
going to be a lot of people doing that. Seriously.
Being serious, do the Airbnb, right? You can do that, or the VRBO, VRBO. You can do that. And you guys can rent your downstairs, and you can come for a stay. And you got to think, hotel stays around here during that time, they're going to be into the $800 to $1,000 a night plus. Man, you guys can rent out that basement down there.
You get a free cruise out of it.
Don't be tempting Ursula with no cruises, man. Don't tempt Ursula with no cruises. But no, I would rent it out. And no, I don't think Seattle. The only thing that we've had 2 All-Star games here, right? Obviously, the World's Fair was here in the 60s, maybe. But what's going to happen here? I don't think we even know or understand how big that's going to be. We got traffic like crazy now without it. Can y'all imagine what traffic is going to be like? So I'm already planning. How long does it last, Chef? Does it last for what, a week or so?
I think it's over a couple weeks.
I need to get up out of here.
Yeah.
That's what I need to do.
Same thing.
I'm going to take a vacation up out of the Seattle area during that time.
Okay. I need to bring up one other thing that we had in our first hour because it got a lot of response. We've been talking about it the last couple of days, and it seems like every other day they're announcing more store closures. And folks in some of these cities are fighting back. Everett Mayor Cassie Franklin is fighting this notion that Kroger is shutting down its Fred Meyer there in Everett because of increasing crime. Right. She says the company, while it's pointed to rising theft, she has heard otherwise.
We have been working with Fred Meyer every month. We have done shoplifting emphasis stings. We've done emphasis patrols. We have created a buffer zone around that, and crime is down on all areas, especially shoplifting.
In fact, the crime data does back her up. At that Casino Road, Fred Meyer in Everett, shoplifting is actually down more than 80% since 2020. The mayor says she spoke to the Kroger CEO on Monday, and he never even brought up crime.
He said the reason the store was closing was due to financial reasons for Kroger, Fred Meyer. They did not cite theft. I think they're closing it down because they want to be in locations where they make more money.
Okay.
I mean,
and
says every business ever. Every business wants to be in locations where they can want to make more money. The problem is, again, do we continue to want to have grocery industry publicly traded? So it's either a yes or a no, because if it's a yes, you're going to continue to get this.
Well, we don't have a choice right now. There's no big push to get it.
Boom.
Not publicly traded. So this is what we have. I mean, and there are other countries
so get ready.
that have. So yeah,
get ready for more stores to close.
Because
more stores are going to close.
They already said they were going to. Here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Would it hurt them to just be honest and say it's because those stores are not making us enough money, and instead of blaming it on something that when they say, well, we're doing everything we can, we're doing what you said you wanted us to do, and the statistics show that crime is actually going down, and you're still saying it's crime. My point, and by the way, crime is still a problem.
Why do they blame crime?
Because they're no longer, they're the victim instead of the one that you hate. I mean, look what happened to Target's CEO. Mm-hmm. Like, folks got mad at Target and started withholding their money. Now with Kroger, if they say, we just want to make sure that our shareholders are taken care of.
I don't know.
And so we're going to create food deserts because we want to make sure our shareholders get as much money as possible. That's it's just PR-wise, it doesn't sound good. Make them the victim.
It's crazy and wild when people just start blaming crime for reasons to deploy National Guard troops and things too, huh? When they just want to just go to crime. By the way, crime is just
it's the easy, it's the low-hanging fruit.
You said it better than me, Ursula. I love it when you do that. Hey, coming up next here on the show, we got the Family Feud edition of Agree to Disagree. We got Gabby, we got Matthew, we got the family of Chef in studio. Make sure you join us on the YouTube. We'll do all that next. Gee and Ursula. This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
I'm back. It's the final test.
Tonight, Charbonnet is going to rip off a big run.
Before the real deal.
You kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Jobs are on the line.
You know, who's on the initial 53, who's on the initial practice squad.
It's off to historic Lambeau Field in Green Bay for the preseason finale. Seahawks, Packers, Saturday. Pre-game at 11 a.m. with Steve Rabel on the call. Kickoff at 1 p.m.
The 12s hear the Hawks right here on KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
I have been telling you about my Subaru Outback. It is a car that I absolutely love. And yes, it is a great family car. It is a great adventure car. It is the car that we take to Lake Chelan. We've never had any problems. And it's comfortable, it's reliable, and it's all those things. And we bought it at Carter Subaru. And the reason I bring up Carter Subaru is because we are repeat customers there. Why? Because they know how to treat their customers right. They treat us like family. And right now, the Subaru A Lot to Love event is going on through the end of August. And this is a fantastic time to go because they have an amazing selection. In fact, Carter Subaru is the only dealership in Seattle with the 2025 Outback, my favorite version of the car, at 0% interest for 36 months on approved credit. Or take advantage of the federal tax credit before it goes away and lease a 2025 Subaru Solterra, and you'll get a credit of up to $7,500. Head into Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard today.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. Not all buyers will qualify for federal tax credit. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. Carter Subaru is buying down the rate for the 2025 Outback. The maximum out financed is $20,000. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/25.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 10/9/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of one unlimited intro line apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. One discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
I just learned 10% of our electricity in Washington comes from nuclear energy.
I've heard it's reliable and has a small footprint, but what about the waste?
It's not what you might think. No overflowing dumpsters or leaking barrels. Used fuel is safely stored in solid form after powering homes, schools, and businesses for years. All nuclear power plants in the U.S. store their used fuel responsibly to protect the environment.
Where can I learn more?
You can learn about nuclear energy and used fuel at energy-northwest.com. Energy Northwest, powering our clean energy future.
AAA asked me if I would change my name from Sir Mix-a-Lot to Sir Mix-a-Lot. I said, why would I do that? They said, you're more than just a rapper. You're a car collector. You're a businessman. You're an inventor. Just like AAA is more than just towing. They have awesome travel advisors and insurance agents. And they got 3 A's in their name. Maybe I should change my name. Give me 3 A's. Mix, A, mix, A. When I say mix, give me 3 A's. Mix, A.
This week at Dimitro's Jazz Alley, Grammy-nominated saxophonist Ravi Coltrane brings 4 nights of powerful, expressive jazz, August 21st through 24th. A living legacy on stage. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
To be honest, I am angry and frustrated and sad.
Kent's Mayor Edward Kroger plans to close the Fred Meyer grocery store in her city. More from KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman.
Kent's Mayor Dana Ralph believes the impact with the East Hill location closing down could be harmful in many ways.
Is there fear that a food desert could be created in that area?
That is absolutely one of my very first thoughts. It creates a large gap for the residents in that area.
Kroger says the reason for the closures in Kent, Redmond, Everett, and Seattle, crime and cost.
Kroger says a Fred Meyer in Tacoma and a QFC store in Mill Creek will also close. 18 people could face charges after being arrested during a protest at Microsoft's Redmond campus. Police say demonstrators poured paint on a big company sign, blocked a pedestrian bridge, and used stolen furniture to form a barrier yesterday. Demonstrators are demanding the company cut ties with Israel's military, which is at war in Gaza. Cleanup after an Israeli airstrike.
I'm Vicki Barker at the Foreign Desk in London. Gaza City residents are describing relentless bombardments that went on through the night. Hundreds have been fleeing to its northwest suburbs. In a statement, the Israeli military says it's begun what it calls preliminary actions and says it already holds the outskirts of Gaza City.
Israel says it is rooting out Hamas terrorists, but the UN is condemning the escalation in Gaza and is criticizing Israel's latest move to ramp up settlements in the West Bank. Russia hits targets in western Ukraine overnight. The BBC's Katie Watson.
More than 570 drones, 40 missiles, 11 different locations were hit in Ukraine.
And Ukraine's foreign minister says one of Russia's strikes hit an American electronics manufacturer near the border with Poland. Here in the U.S., trouble for the world's richest man.
A federal judge in Austin, Texas, has ruled Elon Musk must face a lawsuit, claiming he ran an illegal election lottery. Several voters accuse Musk of defrauding them into signing a petition to support the U.S. Constitution for a chance to win his $1 million a day giveaway last fall. One woman alleged in her proposed class action lawsuit that Musk and his political action committee wrongly forced her to provide personal information as part of the money giveaway. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Wall Street does not like the latest jobs report. The Dow down 164 points, NASDAQ off 93. KIRO News Radio traffic in Tacoma. The crash has been cleared from I-5 northbound near South 56th Street, but you're still backed up almost to State Route 512 now. On westbound State Route 530 from the Skagit River Bridge to Railroad Avenue, there is a slow-moving maintenance operation in one lane that's backing up traffic there. In Buckley, the State Route 410 White River Bridge remains closed after a crash on Monday. Traffic brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Save 50 to 75% by combining tax credits, rebates, and incentives on a new heat pump. HomeComfortAlliance.com. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunny skies with highs in the upper 70s today. It's 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Boy, we got a lot of people watching our show on YouTube, and I just want to do a special shout out to Brenda. Thank you.
Brenda!
Thank you.
I love Brenda.
Quickly becoming my favorite person there on YouTube. Thank you.
Hey, Brenda, show up every day. I love what you bring, Brenda. All right.
Okay, but right now it is time for us to agree to disagree. Special edition today brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
So I just want to thank everyone for indulging me and, welcoming Matthew and my beautiful wife in studio.
Yes.
And I got to bring Matthew into this because I want to talk like some old school family rules. And Gee, I don't know if your parents did this, but here's the question. Parents shouldn't be able to say, because I said so, as a rule. You get that one, Gee?
Yeah. So what are you asking me now?
Yeah. Should they be able to say, I said so?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I think
absolutely not.
Absolutely. Parents should run their house the same way Fidel Castro and the same way Putin runs his house. But though Donald Trump loves the way Putin does it. But go ahead. What do you got, Ursula?
I don't think that's great parenting. Because I said so, that doesn't help your child any sort of way.
I agree.
To understand.
I actually agree.
And that's basically teaching them that you don't have to rationalize any sort of thing that you do or explain anything that you do, and that's not reality. I mean, it is reality. Sometimes people say, yeah, because I said so, but I don't think that does anything to help the spirit of your child, to help the trust of your child, and help them learn how to work through disagreements.
Oh, I think you should absolutely be able to say that because sometimes you just don't have the time to give somebody like a dictionary or, Wikipedia style explanation for everything. Matthew, do you accept because I said so?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do?
Well,
wait a minute.
Wait. Matthew knows better than to say no right now.
Matthew,
let's
tell us
why.
Tell
us the truth.
He's on his best behavior right
He is.
Matthew,
And
tell us why you'll accept because I said so.
I honestly don't know.
You can't get past it. All right, how about this one? Kids are not allowed to say the word bored or else parents find a chore for them. Do you either get either one of those, Ursula or Gee?
I think
Chef,
I think it's okay.
You talk to my cousin.
I think it's okay for a kid to be bored. I would, and I say that because bored can mean a whole lot of things. Maybe they're not just getting constant stimulation. And I would rather a kid say, I'm bored, than to have their face planted on a screen all day long. Sometimes kids need to be in their thoughts and not have their time scheduled and have their mind full of everything having to do with video games, tablets, et cetera, et cetera.
Matthew, what do you think if I, next time you use the word bored, I give you a chore?
I would hate that.
You would hate that? All right, well, we got to start some of these.
Well, wait, but Matthew, if you say you're bored, what is the usual response? What would you want your parents to say? Or what would you want them to do? Is there something that you... Or is it okay to be bored sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he usually has an activity in mind. Will you play baseball with me or play a game or whatever? Let's see. How about this one? Parents should not be able to use their kids' Halloween candy as taxes. So they shouldn't be able to take the Halloween... Hey, sorry, dad tax, mom tax. Did you ever reach in the kids' candy bucket?
All the time. Because if you're having that candy inside of my house, Matthew, then all of your candy is actually my candy.
Oh, no.
Now, do you think is your mom and dad allowed to grab any amount of candy they want from your stash?
No, but also, technically it's mine because I earned it from other people.
Correct. Ooh. Correct, Matthew.
Matthew, that's
but
it is his.
Who made your costume, though, right? Okay. Mom made the costume.
Now, Matthew, I bet, though, that you have found that if you offer some candy, then they're less likely to just start grabbing on their own, right? So it might be better to actually offer some, and maybe you offer some that they're not your favorite anyway, but maybe they're your parents' favorite.
Matthew, what's your favorite candy, my man? What's your favorite candy?
Yes.
I'd say Twix and Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, you got an old soul, bruh. That's an old soul right there. These new kids don't know nothing about no Twix. They don't know nothing about no Twix. And by the way, do you eat both at the same time, or do you break them? Split them apart?
I honestly, since chocolate and fruit aren't a very good mix, I'll usually just take the Sour Patch Kids out, and then I'll get the sour sugar from underneath, and then I'll just pour that in my mouth.
I love that.
I love this kid.
I love that. Matthew, do you like German candy? Do you like that German candy?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
The stuff that Ursula slides me every once in a while.
Ursula.
Sometimes I eat it though.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I saw you blink.
Oh no! Wait, maybe my candy hasn't been coming home. Okay.
All right. How about this is actually one of Gabby's rules. Saturday mornings are for chores, not cartoons. Did you guys give your kids the Saturday morning cartoons, or did you have them do chores?
So here's the key. You gotta knock out your chores first. You know that. And the thing is if you don't, and here's what my secret used to be, Matthew. When I was younger, the first thing I would do, I would go take some Pine Sol and I pour it into the toilet. And then just that smell alone would make it seem like I'm trying to do something. It's kind of like how I am at work. Make it look like I'm trying to do something around there. And then once my mama sees that I'm doing that, when I start watching cartoons, even if I didn't do a good job, she saw the effort. So always do your chores first.
Okay, wait. But Matthew, don't listen to the part that G said that he pretended that he was doing work, because if you're already putting the Pine Sol in, why not pull out the brush and go ahead and swirl it around? What works really well really well is if you beat them to the punch. That if they wake up and on Saturday morning they open the door and you're already doing chores, you are going to set the day and you are going to get away with a whole lot if you do that without them having to ask. I remember, I'm triggered right now because I remember that my dad used to be all about, let's get up early morning, Saturday morning. And it kind of took away some of that Saturday morning joy. And does it have to be Saturday morning? Could it be another time?
Well, I mean, you're in school Monday through Friday.
Yeah. Let's make it Saturday afternoon. Does it have to be right there in the morning?
Yeah. By the way, Matthew, I just want you to know I messed up. I mixed up Kit Kat and Twix, so that's my bad.
Oh, okay. It's like usually he gets the little fun size ones.
I mixed those things up. Gabby, anything you want to say before you leave? By the way, it's so good to have you in studio, Gabby.
It's so good to be here. I was just going to say, he'll eat anything. His favorite candy is everything. Twix.
Yeah. It's non-discriminatory. We try to be accepting parents and teach our kids tolerance for all, including sugar.
Matthew, what's your favorite dinner? And who cooks it?
It depends. It depends. Like if it's like a Friday, I'll usually eat pizza. But that kind of stopped a few months ago.
Yeah, because it got expensive. Yo,
by the way,
like $100 to feed a family with pizza.
I don't know what it is, but pizza tastes so good on Fridays.
Yeah, it's so true.
It's so good. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate you guys coming in.
Thanks for coming in.
Means the world.
And good luck in third grade. It's coming up real quick.
Proud of you, son. Love you. Love you too, Gabby.
Yeah, love you guys.
All right. Hey, coming up next, text messages, feedback, and then we'll have Ursula's words to live by. Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, the Northwest's trusted news source.
Get the latest from KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
It happened Wednesday morning just after 6 o'clock.
Experienced voices you trust.
Several people hurt after a violent Saturday in Pierce County.
Coverage you depend on.
More from KIRO News Radio's Matt Markovich.
It's as close to a veto warning as you could possibly get.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Ready to elevate your everyday? Quince has the Luxe Staples Insider Swear By, minus the markup. From 100% European linen styles and 14-karat gold jewelry to gorgeous leather bags and elevated home finds, Quince has it all. And by partnering directly with top artisans and ethical factories, Quince delivers premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Discover everyday luxury without the markup at Quince. Go to quince.com/style upgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/style upgrade.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
This fall, Seattle Symphony music director Shen Zhang begins her debut season at Benaroya Hall. On September 13th, Shen conducts Grieg Piano Concerto with pianist Simone Terpcheski for the symphony's opening night. On September 18th and 20th, Shen conducts the majestic Pictures at an Exhibition. On October 2nd, 4th, and 5th, Shen conducts Rachmaninoff's dramatic Second Symphony and Rhapsody on a Theme of Paganini. Ticket info at seattlesymphony.org.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Are you happy with how you're feeling these days? Are you slowing down physically or mentally? Ever wonder what your life will be like 10 to 15 years from now? Most of us don't really know how we're aging or if we can even do anything about it. But here's the truth. Knowledge is power, and that's exactly where we start at Longevity Medical Clinic. We run advanced diagnostics to find out what's really going on inside your body, and then we create a personalized hormone and health optimization plan designed specifically to help you live better starting now. Our patients are often amazed by what they discover in their blood work, and even more amazed at how quickly they start to feel like themselves again. This isn't guesswork, it's science, it's personal, and it works. Take the first step today. Call 425-633-1820 or visit longevitymedicalclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better today and every day after that.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed the musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Your old water heater's starting to peter.
DayandNight.net.
But don't wait until after your flooding disaster.
DayandNight.net.
Water heaters have a predictable lifespan. Typically, it's between 8 to 12 years. The worst and most expensive time to look at replacing your water heater is when it's an emergency. It's leaking and it's leaving you without hot water through an evening or a weekend. Hi, I'm Bruce. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Your showers are cold. Your water heater's too old.
DayandNight.net.
And it's taking forever for hot water to get there.
DayandNight.net.
Now get $50 off installation when it's time to replace your old water heater or upgrade to a tankless or heat pump water heater. Day and Night is here for you round the clock.
dayandnight.net.
It's Olympic Hot Tub's 48th birthday, and you get the gifts. Big savings on our saltwater hot spring spas, plus free Bluetooth music and interest-free financing for 3 years. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Eric Butler here, General Manager at Kia of Everett. Thinking about going electric? Now is the time. The clock is ticking on thousands in federal and state EV tax credits that end September 30th. Add that to what you'll already be saving at Kia of Everett on our huge selection of award-winning, dependable Kia EVs, from the stylish Niro to the powerful EV9. Take advantage of this opportunity. Stop by today or visit KiaofEverett.com.
The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
It's Gee and Ursula. Hey, before we get to the text messages, I have a question for some of you parents out there. Is there any of your children that are just like you? Or is there any of your children that's just like your significant other?
Yes.
Either way.
I'll answer, because I have one son who's definitely like me.
Which one's like you?
Steven. Personality-wise, Steven.
I don't know.
He would even tell you. Eric is like his dad. Yeah.
Is he?
Oh, yeah. Very, very stoic and much more quiet.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah,
Good
very
point.
outgoing.
Good point. Well, Matthew is chef.
Matthew is chef.
Oh my goodness. That dude is just like you, bro.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse when you have a child that's like you, right?
Yes.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's a blessing. Yeah, it's a blessing. And what I'll say is that the reason to say he's just like you is he's whip smart. Matthew, I was asking Matthew. Matthew's a great cook he likes to cook. So we found out off air he likes to cook. And so we're just making chit chat. And I said, what do you like to cook? And he said, and then G, you said, do you like to make scrambled eggs? Of course he likes to make scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
What's the secret? We're saying, what's the secret to good eggs?
And you said?
And I said, cook it slow, right? Or was it?
No, you said, he said, don't overcook them.
Don't overcook them.
And he said?
He said, that's just like, that's too obvious. Something to that
That's
effect.
an obvious quote.
That was an obvious quote.
Yeah. And then you guys know how Chef is on his identity and how he doesn't like any cameras, and Chef and I go back and forth, the privacy. Well, Matthew's the same way. That's so awesome.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, we fully enjoyed having you here, Matthew. Again, thank you so much. And Gabby, our listeners, we've never had so many people watching us on YouTube.
Yes,
so
it's the first.
You guys are definitely a hit. Okay, so on some of the topics we brought up, Seattle teachers now going to be able to remove disruptive students from classrooms. I love this text from Tracy in Tacoma. As a middle school teacher for 27 years, removing a student from the classroom solves an immediate problem, but without addressing why the student is behaving in that manner, the act up and get thrown out scenario will play out on a continuous loop. And for a student who struggles in the classroom, getting kicked out might be the desired result. She says we need to have counselors, behavioral specialists, and mental health support in schools to help teachers identify the reason for the student's behavior and the resources to implement strategies and assign consequences until that problem behavior is extinguished. And this doesn't even address the well-documented argument that students of color are removed from the classroom at a much higher percentage than white students. The new plan is promising, but we need to monitor the implementation and outcomes very carefully.
You know, Ursula, when I was a kid, I would say things like that. Nobody believed me back then either. Now we have the proof to get. It's almost like we say things and folks never believe us. But
yes,
I'll go to an expert. Gabby, your thoughts about this topic on teachers directly getting to remove kids out of the classroom now?
Well, I wasn't aware is that a law?
It's
that
new.
was
It's just new.
It's Seattle
It's new in the
School
contract
District.
for the Seattle
Yeah.
School District.
Yeah.
Well, for the
Brand new
Seattle
this
School
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a complicated thing because you feel for teachers. I work with teachers all day, every day during the school year, and I have a lot of compassion for them. But I just gave a class this week teaching teachers how to de-escalate, how to keep kids safe, and how to keep staff safe. And part of it is we need to develop relationships with kids because a lot of kids come through the door with trauma, with lagging skills, with things that they just don't know how to do. And one of them is stay calm when we start to get a little bit upset. And so if we're kicking kids out like that, we're kicking out kids who need the most support in our schools, and they deserve and belong in school. So I don't know. It's a bigger conversation.
It is a big conversation, but thank you so much for that. Yeah. I mean,
Time for words to live by, Ursula. What you got for us today? Thank you, Gabby.
I'm going to actually use something that Goodfellas texted in, and I agree. What great parents and grandparents that Matthew has. He's definitely an old soul, and I feel better each time I hear from kids these days. They are definitely going to make positive changes in our lives and in our society. And I agree with that.
Goodfellas, I agree with you too. Matthew has seriously brought me joy. I have so much confidence. Thank you, Matthew.
Yeah, thanks for coming in here, bud.
Brother Nick,
well,
what's
yesterday
up, man?
was perfect for a moment at the beach, and around here during this time, it won't take too far to reach. But at least at Denny Blaine, do me a favor while I'm there, and don't leave your shirt and pants behind with nothing left to wear. Though I won't intrude if you decide to turn me down on clothes and just have some rubber duckies on display where the sun don't show. I'd rather have some saggy pants than those rubber duckies, so you can leave those Speedos at home next time.
Good stuff, Nick. Gabby, that was such a good answer, and I put you on the spot. That was not prepared or nothing. That was so good off the cuff. Thank you. I'm not
She's
just
amazing
saying
at her job.
Seriously, thank you.
I got one more little throwback from the past.
Okay.
Ursula hug.
A what?
Ursula hug.
I already gave you a hug.
Ursula hug, no.
Okay, he's cringing right now. Matthew, don't worry. I won't do it. But I love you, bud.
Matthew, you want a Ursula hug, don't you? Yeah, you do.
No, he doesn't. It's all good.
Thank you, Ursula. Thank you, Matthew.
You.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Chef. Thank you, Gabby, for coming in. Nick, appreciate you, man. The Jake and Spike Show comes in next. We appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Mariners fans, it's time to bring the noise to T-Mobile Park. This lineup is loaded up and locked in. From every moonshot.
Now Raleigh obliterates this. How far? Way back there.
To every how in the world did he catch that moment?
And Julio makes the catch. No fly zone in full effect.
Be here as the squad shuts the door and lights the W.
Munoz looking for the final out. Here's the stretch, and the strike three called, and the ball game is over.
This is our house.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
Mariners baseball. Try dance up.
Be here for the stretch run at T-Mobile Park. The Mariners are back in town starting tomorrow for a 6-game homestand against the A's and Padres. Plus, don't miss marquee interleague matchups against the Cardinals September 8th to 10th and the Dodgers September 26th to 28th. Get your tickets today at mariners.com.
If you've been considering upgrading your siding, now is the perfect time. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. In the Pacific Northwest, moisture is the enemy. Old failing siding leads to hidden water damage, rot, and mold. State Roofing and Exteriors is a James Hardy preferred contractor with over 55 years of siding expertise. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your siding inspection today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are